seems we wrapped up some loose ends in terms of the bank job. Still willing to spend the remaining 2 nights checking the place out, but it was quite a rough evening, so decided to mosey on back to the tavern that we're staying in. And as we were taking that rest, Flint got stabbed in the chest with a dagger by the hands of the cinnamon chef himself, Clement. And we are currently locked in a mortal combat with our spot friendly acquaintance. And I suppose we will continue with that storyline as I move you all to the correct area.
Wouldn't it be strange if we didn't continue with that storyline for whatever reason? It's like,
kind of difficult.
Oh yeah, it'd be weird.
What's the word? It's this.
Grease.
Yeah. And then
Greasy
I go
birds.
like this and this. That's what I always do. All right. So I think we did stop at the top here. Isn't that true?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe you still have this guy grappled. Am I wrong?
That should be the case.
And I never put a little thingamajig on him, and I really wish I had. We're going to use this. All right. He is currently in your embrace.
Right, so I would have an advantage on attacks against him, right?
I don't believe so.
I don't think that would be a reacher, I believe. I think grapple...
I'm pretty sure grapple literally is just their speed becomes 0.
Yeah, we should be able to just... Okay.
Yeah, I just looked in the Indian.
So unfortunately, no.
And it can't...
Don't have a...
Oh, that's still about speed. Yeah.
All right, in that case... Well, would I be able to interact with my equipment pack without releasing the grapple?
What it's
you
worth,
have control of them. I believe you can probably do some movement, moving them with you. Right? It wouldn't be till
it's half speed that, but typically it just takes one hand to grapple, so you should have a free hand.
And it wouldn't be until their turn that they could try to wiggle away from it, anyways. So I mean,
and that is their action.
Yeah, exactly. So you are free to drag him 5 feet over with you as you go and try and attack the pack, sure.
All right. I'm going to go into my equipment, object interaction, and pull out one of my new sets of manacles, and then attempt to manacle him. Would that be like another grapple check, or what are we looking for?
I am honestly not that sure.
I straight up don't know how manacles work. Is there like a description in manacles that give a example of how to use them?
That'd be what would be really cool. Unfortunately,
does not state specifically how to do manacling, only how to get out of manacles. I suppose,
right. And even in the DMG
game, I suppose the getting out is the important part rather than the reverse.
Let me just check this really fast. Otherwise, yeah.
Well, against a struggling active opponent, do we want to just go with another grapple check?
Sure. Where's his thing? I need this number.
Oof.
And I need... Oh, based on these numbers, he's a little too spry for you.
All right.
And you can't seem to snap those on the way you were hoping.
Oh, right. Hold on. Onto this number, I'm going to... It's the first time I've actually gotten to use this realistically. Where did I put it? There it is. Add 2 to that roll. Would it succeed?
That's... Add 2. Okay, now I actually have to do math here. Where's your stuff?
I have a total 7, if that helps.
He has... Oh my god. Tie goes to the defender, right? So, unfortunately, that still does not make it happen.
Tie goes to active character.
It does?
Does it?
Yeah. Beat or meet the an AC and you hit.
Okay, sure. Well, you rolled the exact same number, so...
Wow. That actually mattered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, yeah.
That is the first time that this has actually triggered. Okay, so as I am making my attempts and floundering with the manacles, there is a sharp sensation in the spot in my forehead where I took the laser cannon, and all of a sudden I find myself like knowing exactly how to finish this.
Alrighty. Has that changed his condition to restrained or something, or no? Just bound?
Let's see. Where's...
I actually just had that up and I got rid of it. doesn't really. Oh, these metal restraints.
It doesn't actually say what it does, but I would assume that it does bind his arms.
Right.
Why wasn't this item given a description, like, mechanically? What's going on?
I don't know. It's stupid. The more
It's
I look
really
at
weird. Yeah, it's really weird.
it. Okay. Well,
I'm gonna check the book and see if there's more to it.
yeah. Go ahead and do that. For now, he is completely bound by the wrists. I understand that could matter if someone attacks him. They're supposed to have advantage, but it does seem really strange that there isn't more stuff there because it really feels like the manacles do something, right? You have to make a
Yes.
save to get out of them.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Right.
But
Weird.
they are called. My only thing is they are called metal restraints.
Sure,
Restraints do restrain,
Mm-hmm.
That's true, just by definition.
right?
No, I agree. Yeah. And manacles, like, honestly, somebody just needs to sit down and write exactly what the manacles are at some point.
Yeah. Well, I think
And
how I
that should have
handled it
been them.
before. I mean, we could always check the tape, but I'm pretty sure how I handled this before was they were like restrained, except they were still allowed to move around.
Like their legs.
You know,
Yeah.
because their legs, yeah, they could still run around with their legs, but their arms were useless. So,
And they're still grappled, right?
well, Flint hasn't let them go, so they're
Right.
definitely grappled.
Yeah, it's a combination of grappled and also arms are.
But I'll say now that they're manacled, you would definitely get advantage on an attack because they have lost some ability to hinder that attack, but they'll still, if they're not grappled, but manacled, they can still move. That's how it's going to go for now. Unless
Got it.
somebody somewhere in this universe tells me I'm stupid and it's different, in which case I'll be like, shut the fuck up, I'm behind the screen. But let's continue.
It makes sense that you could run away.
Yeah, I know.
You
That's
don't
why
need
I'm
your
saying what I'm saying.
arms.
It's like an arm grapple.
That sounded like a
Oh.
lot out of Flint. Is that all Flint is doing?
Yeah, that's pretty much the sum of what I can do here. Also, the book says nothing extra. It is exactly what it says in the book, and none of the pictures in the book are of the manacles in question. So,
See, and that's the thing. Like, I get that there's a lot of arbitration left at the GM, and that's fine. But sometimes, like, you could give us a little bit more to guide our arbitration, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally agreed.
Especially with something like that. Like, the amount of rules for other things, but not for something like that.
Why did you only
Mhm.
give the item half of the rules?
Yeah.
Right.
because how
That's what they
often
did.
is a player going to manacle an enemy?
I think
Yeah.
pretty
What if
often,
an-
depending on the
but-
character. Like,
Okay, how often is a player going to manacle an enemy? Fair, but how often is an enemy going to manacle a player? We still need to know what it does.
yeah.
You know exactly what it does. It requires a DC 20 check to get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But how does that
God
affect you
damn
while
it.
you're in? That's what I hate. That's
Yeah.
what I'm like, Mike
Yeah.
Merles, what have you done? Why did you do this? Anyways, I don't know if Mike Merles is responsible for the manacle description, but he is for now.
Gotta yell at Mark Rosewater.
Yeah, sure. There's
I'm
there's
going
plenty of
straight to
people.
Gygax himself.
Well, we can yell at Gygax for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Mostly bigotry. Let's go. Aranoa.
I am going to. Both myself and Steel Defender will move up. I'm going to try to spear this guy, mostly in the leg area, to try to keep him from running away.
Sure.
There's the first one, and the second.
Where's your... There it is. He is very spry as his
Yeah.
legs kind of Michael Jackson around, so you just can't get in.
Then Steel
Unfortunately.
Defender will do their attack as well. Ooh!
But he will not
That's a
be
crit.
ready for that. Does this... Oh, come on. There, thank you. Okay, what is that looking like? That's looking like a total 11.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
And then
Alrighty.
that's my turn.
Now it's their turn. You watch as this individual and leaves a puff of glitter in its space as manacles hit the floor. They're now over here.
Whoa, what the heck?
They turned into a Decepticon.
Did you... Something weird's going on with your sound. Is that on purpose?
No. Let me.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
You're straight up Decepticon.
Okay. No. Did you hear this now?
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good
Yeah,
now.
you're good
Yeah.
now.
Glitter happened.
Yes.
Yes, we heard that.
And he's over here. Yeah, we're
So
good.
Yeah.
it poops and poops from one spot to the next?
Yep.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Yep. That's
So
what
I'm
I
guessing
said.
then no attacks of opportunity since he.
No. Yeah. And what he's going to do instead...
Instead.
I don't know how much of that you heard. I peaked the mic so hard.
I'm sorry. That was a definite... I don't even understand why that happened. It shouldn't have happened.
Right. No,
But
it
And
didn't
yet it
sound.
did.
Yeah, it didn't sound right.
I mean, I know nothing went wrong in terms of like technology exactly. It's just like a button got pushed that shouldn't have been pushed, and I don't know how it got pushed.
Your Decepticon
So-
button?
Yeah.
It was just a choice second of bit rate crunch.
Well, I thought it
No,
was on purpose, like for that character, like they're
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
saying something. But then I was like, no, I don't.
No,
I don't
no.
think that is.
It wasn't a glitch. It was something that I could make happen if I wanted to, but
That's what I was
didn't want
wondering.
to.
'Cause I knew you were messing
Yeah.
with that, but
Yeah.
yeah. But I was like,
Definitely
this
keep
is
that
an odd choice.
Mhm. Keep that in your back pocket for a Warforged villain at some point. Definitely.
So you're not understanding what I'm saying. Like a keybind got hit,
Yeah.
and I don't know why, because I actually
Right.
didn't hit any of the keybinds. So
But in
yeah.
the
But you know.
future, but you know how to hit the keybind, right?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
hit the
so I'm
key.
saying, yeah, in the future, you have that in your back pocket if you did want to use it on purpose. That's all.
Yes, and all I'm saying is, boy, why didn't I think of that? Moving on. We're going to go ahead and do this. I am going to need to see if this actually hits.
We recently dealt with creatures that poofed, but they didn't leave glitter, right?
I don't think
Flint,
Great.
does a 17 hit you?
Presently, yes.
Wowie. Whoa. You get advantage on this Constitution saving throw
Ah, fuck.
Oh shit, he was disarmed.
of that weapon.
Okay.
Something else horrible must be happening.
Okay, 18. That is a success. I just have to figure out what this number is for you. Can't I use this advanced dice roller to the GM so you don't have to see every single bit?
The advanced
No.
one? No.
No, that's weird. All right, we'll just do it
It
all
really
fashioned
is.
way. What's the number? Okay, so we'll do it like this.
Excuse me.
Nice. Plus this. That's a total 24, so halved. 12 poison. As a dagger from under somewhere. Just
Oh, he would have had Oh, it's not. It's a con save. Never mind.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Because they did that and did that, that's the end of their turn. It is Tower's turn.
Tower will go ahead and move his scrawny ass right over here and go ahead and punchy punch. Here's a punch and another punch and yet another punch with the bonus action. I'm thinking that only one of those is probably going to hit, and that will be the 23 to hit.
That is true. That is
Gonna
true.
look for a Constitution save by trying to make that one. Take me home tonight. Wrong song. The number to hit is 15.
Constitution.
Yep.
Let's see what this guy's Constitution is. Okay, got what they have. Okay, rolling. That number is a total 4.
And that's gonna
They are
end Tower's
dazed.
turn.
And confused. All
Hell
right,
yeah.
all right. Shra, you're up.
Same age.
This is kind of off topic, so I'll wait till later. But did I ever tell you guys the story I heard Matthew McConaughey tell about that line?
No.
No.
Remind me when we close session or something, and it's really worth telling. So,
Sure.
I'll try to remember.
okay. That being said, Shra, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try to cause fear.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm guessing it's a wisdom. Yes.
I feel like we haven't seen you do this before.
No, I don't. There's not many times where I feel like, yeah, that's the thing that I want to do. But we're
Sure.
in a small
We're
space.
war-
Well, they just crit their wisdom save,
Yeah.
and they do. Yeah. I think they're good. I don't think, spell save DC. You try to give them the look, it just doesn't seem to melt off them like water on a duck's back, baby. You ain't scared of shit. Anything else you can do?
I guess that's all I can really do this time.
Hey, better he crit a save
That
on fear
doesn't-
than crit an attack, right?
That doesn't count as an attack, right?
No.
Right? Because second
No.
attack, you have to use an attack. as your first
Definitely
action.
not. Yeah. You would-
Yeah. If you have to save against a spell, it's not an attack spell. If you have to roll a spell attack, then it's an attack.
And I'm
You know
just
what I'm saying?
clarifying, second attack means you
Second
have to
attack is
attack with
strictly
the
with
first.
weapon attacks unless you happen
Yeah.
to be like War Mage.
Okay.
Yeah. So
There's
if you're,
feats
if you're
to
casting,
get around
if you're
stuff.
casting spells, you're casting spells. If you're
Right.
attacking, you can attack.
Then that is all.
But what also counts as attacks are things like grapples, shoves, things like that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Cool. That's Straw's turn, correct?
Yes.
Flint, it's back to you.
Right, I'm gonna move up. I'm going to psychic stab this guy, and I wish I had a way to get advantage right about. You know what? Fuck it. Enmity.
Yeah.
Bonus action. Enmity his ass.
Dude stabbed you in your sleep. He deserves your enmity.
It is currently personal,
What can we use?
and I am tacking on a divine smite. Except that I'm not, because I'm out of spell slots, which is why I haven't had to do anything like that.
So this looks like a total 25 damage. Is that correct?
Just 19. Take the radiant off. I'm out of spell slots because he woke me up.
Gotcha. Yeah, bastards like that, they do things. Remind me what Vow of Enmity is doing here.
It's granting me advantage.
Oh, you know he was already stunned, right?
Oh, well, in that case, fuck it. I have a bonus action left and another Psyblade. Ignore the sneak damage on that attack, so another 7 damage coming in.
Okay, so you're not going to Vow of Enmity, right?
I'm not going to
Right.
Vow of Enmity because I already have advantage because he's...
Makes sense. Okay.
So just
Oops.
another stab for another 7 damage on top of what I had.
I think I got rid of the stun. There we go. Cool. Anything else you want to do? You already moved up to him, but you can move around more. You got more movement. I think that's all you got left. You good where you are?
I'm good where I am.
Cool. Aranoa.
Okay. I will be trying again with my spear. Me and Steel Defender will just move in closer, keep him in that corner, hopefully. Although I guess he can poof around, so maybe not. And I'll stab him twice with my spear, hoping for his legs.
I can see that one of those is getting through. Yeah, just the one.
You'll have
I
advantage on the other attack, though.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead and roll to see if you crit, or roll just one more time because the other one crit, so it doesn't matter. Yeah,
woo!
those both will hit. And they rolled the same damage, so there's no funny business there. 18 total damage as this guy cannot do a damn thing.
And Steel Defender's gonna do his thing too.
That was 18, right?
Damn! 11 damage. Rolled the full dice.
That's gonna get through as well. Big damage.
Oop.
I do have a question, Aranoa, because I understand what Straw and Flint's predicament is, and Tower doesn't really care about those things anyways. But you still have all your shit that you carry on you.
No.
No?
I don't think so. I don't think Arano would go to sleep in like her armor and shit. Is that what you mean?
That is kind of what I mean. Like, you have belongings that you hold on to when you're out in the world, right? Like, you're the one carrying the bag of holding with the stuff in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
I did
all
not grab that
here.
before leaving the room. I just grabbed my spear.
You just have your normal clothes and a
Normal
spear.
clothes and a spear. Yeah.
Okay, that could affect your AC as well, so just know that.
Absolutely it will, but the problem is I don't really remember how to calculate AC. So
AC is 10
plus your
plus
dex.
your dex, yeah.
Say that again?
10
Oh,
plus
10
your
plus dex?
dexterity mod.
Okay, got it. So it's a 12 now.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to actually physically change anything. Just
I
letting you know.
don't plan to.
Yeah,
Or I'll
okay.
forget later.
Yep. Cool. That seems like the end of your turn unless you want to move.
That's it. No, sir.
It's their turn, but they are in fact stunned, so it's back to Tower's turn.
And it would be irresponsible not to try to keep that going at least. Pardon me.
Here's ass.
Here's a fat bottom girl punch with an attack. That misses.
That's
Oh, it's an advantaged attack though. So
it's a hit.
Yep. Gonna try to make that take me home tonight. Where the hell is my character? Why does this always happen? Why am I
Will
like
you hit the advantage for the next ones just so it's a little cleaner and I don't get confused?
Yes, indeed. I am working
very
on getting my character sheet up just to make that happen, and I don't know.
Totally understand. Just for my own sake, I'll get lost in the sauce. I think if there's like 70 attacks there from a monk.
We don't want to lose you in the sauce.
Yeah, no. We
Oh,
want all
boy.
the flavors. We want all the flavors.
Oh,
Which is-
fucking hell.
Where'd
There
Tower
it
just
is.
go?
That's a good question.
I watched your token kind of go off to the right and disappear, which really
That's
shouldn't be
weird.
possible.
Yeah, it really shouldn't be. Oh boy. Here we go. Why
Oh,
are
you're
you
moving
not
up to
opening?
that space?
Okay, this is gonna work out. I promise. Here we go.
I believe it.
Here's that. Okay, this is getting added onto that first attack.
Sure. Yes. Okay. So they need
Which
to make
brings
that
my key down to
Constitution
here.
save.
And either way, here's a second attack, which is coming no matter what.
You retain your stun as they again roll another 4. They cannot seem to get it together.
Nice.
Stun, lock, motherfucker. Here's the extra attack, and here is a bonus action
Ooh.
martial arms.
It's looking
Crit on all day.
12, 18. What's the next one?
And here's the last one.
Okay,
That's
so it looks
yeah.
like just the 18
Mhm.
as you pummel this guy even more.
And Tower heads back into the hallway. And that will
His
be
face
Tower's
is starting to
It's on
bruise and bleed. Can you just make a perception check for me?
I
Out of
can
curiosity?
make a perception check for you.
And we can move on as well. Just like that. It'll be Shraw's turn. Man, these little. I hope this still works. These little special things we have. 'Cause I know some of it, like the picture share, seemed funky before, but I assume.
The
The buttons.
whisper button.
Yeah.
We'll see.
buttons. Anyways, go ahead, Shaw.
I know their face is bloody, you said, right? How do they look otherwise? Do they seem really almost dead?
I mean, they're not really able to stop what's happening to them, and they're taking a lot of damage these past 2 rounds. They don't look great.
Let's see. They are stunned, yes?
Currently, yes.
Oh, I'd have to go get my rope. What is that? It's just advantage. Oops, that's not how you spell stunned. It's just advantage on attack.
Yeah, you have advantage on attacks made against this creature.
But they also automatically failed things like strength
Right.
saves and whatnot. So
'Cause
against
like
rope
physical
saves.
stuff.
they
yeah.
can poof, so I feel like just
They
tying
can't do
them
shit
up
right now.
won't
That's
do
true.
that.
Right.
So I guess I'll bite them. I've left with no other choice. I have to bite you.
I always love the thought of Shraw biting. Like, fuck these tools. I'm gonna use my mouth.
Chomp, chomp.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess.
Both those are
Sorry.
getting through.
Okay, so I did not, because I did not turn on the advantage, but not needed. I guess. Well, I guess to see if
Well,
it crits.
to see if you crit.
Sorry.
Go ahead. It's currently 14. So okay, so 14. All right, they are bit twice. They're bleeding even more now.
That's all for me.
Great.
For what it's worth, I'm not sure we
Did it
are
taste-
dealing with Cinnamon Cook.
What?
You go.
I said, do they taste weird, Shraw?
Do they? Do I get a taste when I mean, I assume you'd get
got
some
blood,
kind of
right?
taste.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Tastes like a humanoid, I guess. It will be Flint's turn, and I know Tower wanted to say something too. I don't
Just
think
for-
anything would taste different in this moment. Go ahead, Tower.
For what it's worth, we may not be dealing with Cinnamon Cook, or Cinnamon Cook was something that we did not think he was. There's something weird happening.
That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would concur. Also, Sideblade.
I think I heard Psyblade, and I
Yep.
see Psyblade, and I see a Psyblade that just psychically smashes against the wall behind the stunned creature, unfortunately.
Larg. And offhand attack.
Psychic Splash! That will work.
All right, 11 damage.
And you are getting the sneak. Yep. So here's the thing. They are going down,
Woo!
That's a duel. Yeah.
of course. They're going down. And I do want to just take a quick second to just clarify something that's happened before. Because, like, there was a slap that happened against a child with their soul, right?
What?
And I'm not...
What?
Before, many moons ago.
I remember.
I'm not saying that slap would necessarily I wouldn't maybe have forced that slap to outright kill a child. What I mean is it will do damage, and they need to be attended to medically immediately. And the same kind of goes for things like, this is magic again, downing someone, your psychic mind. And I'm not saying you can't technically subdue people, but I'm saying, like, you can't. I feel like some of these things are so powerful, it's weird if you're allowed to just slap somebody with it and walk away forever and they're fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That all makes sense? And, like,
Mhm.
I'm taking your subdual, meaning that you're making sure this person doesn't die from getting psychically stabbed, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it all copacetic. Because, like, wait a minute, you just let him subdual with his psychic blade, but I slapped him with my soul hand and he went down. And I'm just saying, like, to me, it's all copacetic because we are attending to these people after we magically fuck them hard, right?
And I think that's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so you down this guy and, like, quickly do your medicine shit to make sure this guy is alive, and he is. But what is weird is as you go to the small gnome creature, it starts to stretch and get longer, and before its skin, the skin of Clement starts to gray and dull. You watch what was like a bald dwarf suddenly sprout like a longer white hair as the eyes go kind of cloudy white, and even their clothes start to change and become more of like a darkened reddish leather, like blackish reddish leather. And that's the form you see sprawled out on the ground before you.
Do you recognize them?
Like personally, like as a person or as a creature?
Both.
I'll say go ahead and make a nature check to see if you know what this is. 19. I would say that you do know. You recognize this creature as a changeling, a person that can physically morph into another creature. But on a personal level, you have never seen this individual before.
Okay. Are changelings common in this world?
Due to their nature, maybe.
Eberoni indeed.
Every person you meet could be a changeling. And there are people that truly believe that.
Does he at all resemble a bird?
No.
All right, then.
If anything, the features are if you had to put something to it, it's closer to elven than anything else. But that's just, there's a lot of things that are elven, you know? Mm-hmm. But that, like, almost blank slate, androgynous kind of canvas is kind of what their look is in this state.
While attending wounds and whatnot and making sure that death isn't happening, Tower would like to rummage through this person's belongings that they might have on them, pockets, hair behind the ear, and
Gotcha.
socks.
Just go ahead and make an investigation for me, just because. But generally, they seem to have just, like I said, that dark. It's mostly black, but has like a slight reddish tinge to it. Leather armor. They have a black hooded cloak that they're wearing. Belt, which has kind of a small coin pouch on it. A few daggers along the belt that would be like under a cloak, perhaps. And with the 19 investigation, kind of checking everywhere, you find kind of a little secret compartment, if you will, on the part of their boot that you open up, and it has a little piece of folded paper. And as you kind of unravel the parchment and look at it, you can't help but recognize the imagery immediately. It seems to be a crude drawing of the ring device that you have on your person, and that's it. The small coin purse, assuming you would like open it up and spill it out.
Sure.
There you see like 3 coins in there. They seem to match the coin that you recovered from that fight you had with Silas.
As soon as Tower sees the paper, he's gonna say, Aranoa, the bag, we should check if we are missing anything.
I will go and check.
And Tower will show the picture.
Look at your bag. It's in there.
We're good.
We're also targets, I believe. And I think that's what the goal is.
I'm just going to move us back here for now, just because.
Yeah, sure.
In this moment.
For reference, I have dumped all 20 of my lay on hands onto myself.
Sure. And I don't mean in this instance that you necessarily need to actively like throw magic into this person. You just need to stabilize them.
Yeah,
we can just assume that you
have. Into myself, sir.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like clarification for future because it might keep coming up the more you want to subdue people. I'm just saying I assume you are stabilizing people in the subdual.
And
when
honestly,
you do it in that way,
that feels very Tower as far as the thing that they would do as soon as like their opponent is down to make sure that they're not dead. Like, and that's part Tower's working on getting that training anyway. So I think. And
I know, like the rules are kind of like, yeah, you can use subdual when you want, but like casting fireball and saying subdual just feels wrong, right?
Yeah, understandable.
So that's the only reason.
I never intend to throw a fireball and say subdual.
I know. That's the most extreme case, right? But like, you know, these are magics. These are abilities beyond simply bopping someone with a sap, right? So, you know.
Which doesn't exist in 5e. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not telling you cannot subdue people with those moves. I'm just saying, like, then we need to assume that we're taking some extra care on top of it, because otherwise these abilities probably should be fatal in the in circumstances, right? Like gunshot to the face, subdual. I don't think so. You know,
I think we are in
If I
agreement.
shoot
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
for a subdual, I'm not going to target the face.
We're all on the same page.
Mhm.
That being said, should we
Yeah.
wake this person up? I don't really. They
Um,
have, and
You
this
are
is the
going to
point.
hear. Sorry, I don't mean to talk over you. It's hard on Discord.
I understand.
As you are doing this, because it is going to take a little bit of time to check the bag, rummage through the stuff, you do start hearing other doors kind of creak open, and it sounds like people are kind of looking around. If someone's in the doorway there, you will see like an old dwarven individual kind of peek around the corner and just kind of give a look before shutting their door again. Seems like people have been woken up by this ruckus that has happened on this floor. Go ahead, Tower. Before I say anything else, I'll let you get out.
Yeah, just well, before we wake this person up and talk to them, should we report this to the management, the law?
It's like, I got this. And I'm going to go out and anybody who's still out and about, I will assure them that the problem has been solved.
Well, oh boy, I've almost forgotten their name, but the barback Warforged that you deal with a lot for food, kind of meets you on the stairway up as if to see what's happening. And right there in the middle of the stairs is where you kind of meet face to face. And as you do, they'll be like, "Hello, sir. I heard there's a commotion. Is there anything I can do for you?"
Sure it is.
Very fun.
It's like, do you know where, fuck, what's his actual name? Not Cinnamon Cook.
His name is Clements.
It's like, do you know where Clemens is at the moment?
I believe Clements is in his quarters. Would you like me to retrieve him for you? Are you hungry?
Just check to make sure if he's there. We're not, long story short, we had a brusque run-in with a changeling. I will indicate to my clearly freshly stabbed nightshirt. And we're just wondering what exactly the situation is.
Your shirt seems to be in disrepair. Would you like me to mend it for you?
In a minute, maybe. Oh, you know mend? Oh, damn decent of you.
I will go check to see if Clement is in this room. If so, I will apprehend him as a criminal. Goodbye.
Well, no. It was a changeling incident. It wasn't necessarily Clemens, nor was Clemens necessarily a changeling.
At any
In fact,
rate,
you know what? I'm just gonna come with you if that's all right.
Okay. Yeah, you see them kind of walk back to the bar area and kind of go through the desk section to the door where the kitchen is, and they kind of push past, open the door into the kitchen, and at this hour, nothing seems to be going on. There's no one in here, but there is like a little, not doored, but kind of alcove with like a little archway area off to the left that he walks into. My voice is normal, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good,
Yes.
good.
We will let you know if the joke
Yeah.
is gone on oddly long.
Kind of peeks in to the entryway, looks back to you. The criminal seems to be sleeping. Would you like me to wake them?
No, it should be fine. Should be actually. I just want to go in and check just to make sure it's not like a stack of pillows in there.
Okay, how do you do that? You turn the corner. It is dark in here. You do see a mound of like something taking up space in this bed.
All right, no sign of like a gnome head popping out.
No.
In that case, very quietly. I don't have
'Cause-
disadvantage on stealth right now. Neat.
Just so that you know, like a little more set the scene. There's only just faint candlelight in the proper room, so it's not very bright in here. You're a dwarf, so that doesn't really matter for as far as being able to see. But it is mostly dark vision that you're relying on, and especially this space that you're dealing with would be quite dark. So you're just kind of seeing that like black and white night cam view of a shape under blankets.
Oh yeah, that's not a problem.
Mhm.
Well, not to my knowledge, anyway.
I'm just trying to paint the scene a little bit better for you, so you understand what's happening.
All right, I'm just gonna quietly, like, I don't want to wake this guy up over nothing if he really is still in the bed. So
As you go to move into the room, you feel a metal hand on your shoulder as if to get your attention. You turn to face them. Yep. The other hand is presenting a small, sleek, like knife-like dagger in your direction. Just in case.
I will hold up my hand towards him. Is that, don't worry about it. I got my own. Not
Just
that I
kind of
intend
give you
to
a-
use it woman.
a non-verbal acknowledgement and leave it there, standing at the ready.
He is a very good host, though. All right, I sneak into the room. That should not be at disadvantage. I am not wearing the heavy armor, so
Sure.
it should be the 20.
Yeah, sure.
They're both very nice rolls, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost sad I'm not wearing the armor.
Okay, so feeling
Alright,
pretty
so-
stealthy, you enter this smaller, almost a domicile that implies a whole building, but you get what I'm saying. This room, this bedroom, if you will, sleeping space.
Checking a thing real quick. Okay, that's not gonna trigger anything. So yeah, just I approach the bed, trying to. I move up towards the head of the bed so that I can try and look down towards the head rather than up. You know what I mean. I'm checking closer.
I do understand what you mean, and what you will see is whatever is under this blanket has taken the blanket and wrapped it over itself. It's almost bundled in this bed.
Do I see any motion indicating a living, breathing figure underneath the covers?
Make a perception check for me, please.
I know I'm being played right now, but I'm playing along. One way or another, I'm being played right now. Perception, you said?
Yes, it is. Maybe. You know when you stare at something and you're like, even if it's a chair,
Yeah.
hard to know. And especially you being careful to not want it. You don't seem to want to disturb this in case. I would say, yeah, it's hard to read if it might be.
Yeah, I'm giving myself one last check of my abilities before doing something obvious. That probably won't do anything. That does anything. So even if I wanted to bring him into the psychic party line, I'd have to be able to see him anyway. So.
True.
Although that would have been a fun use of it. And it nothing smells of blood or death in here, correct?
Ooh, not outright. There's a lot going on in this kitchen. Spices, sacks of different things. So I will say you do catch the scent of cinnamon in the air.
It'd
even
be
now.
weird if I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in that case, I'm just gonna go back to the doorway, and I'm going to give it a reasonably audible knock. Just to see if that gets any sort of rise.
As you turn your back and get to the doorway, prepare yourself to knock. You hear with your dwarven ears. Did you hear that noise?
I heard, I believe, a yawn.
Well, a yawn of sorts. It was a full-blown fart. An anal yawn is what you.
It's like,
Thank you.
I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, no, that's. It's like Clemens is probably Clemens.
Why was that a thank you, Matt? Because you enjoyed that word?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're exiting
It's
this
don't worry
area.
about it, Rusty. Your chef's good.
So, no killing then?
No killing.
Excellent. Good help is hard to find. Is there anything else I can do for you this evening?
You still got that mend spell?
Of course. And he takes a few moments waving over some of the damage to your shirt, watches the fibers close and become strong and new.
Many thanks, my good sir. I'll be sure to leave a tip in the deposit.
Thank you. And thank you for remembering my name. Most patrons don't.
That's a damn shame. You're an excellent host.
I tried. And they'll
All right, I'm gonna start
help
heading.
lead
back
you
up there.
out of this kitchen.
I breathe a sigh of relief that our cook is not in fact murdered.
Back up in the rooms, what's going on?
Matt, I can't hear you.
Oh,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
Right. Oh,
There we
now
go.
I can.
Yeah. My mic was up.
Yeah.
As Flint is reapproaching the room, he'll hear outside the door, perhaps some kind of enchantment on the rope itself that prevents teleportation somehow, or manacles that do.
Oh.
It seems that we are dealing with a lot of things. We want to contain folk, but they seem to have magic that get outside of containments. So perhaps some anti-teleportation magics contained within our containers, the rope, the manacles, could go a long way towards accomplishing our goals.
That's a great idea.
I like that.
Aranoa gets out her notebook and starts drawing some stuff.
I have no clue
Cool.
if that magic actually exists. Actually, that's not true. I do know there's a actual magic item that we have in the other game. That's manacles that prevent teleportation. I'm not sure about rope, but rope would be really cool. Just a thought.
Especially if I could lasso someone with that.
Mm-hmm.
But Flint, Sheriff, you're back. Shall we awake this person, or should we just drag them over to the authorities? I would personally like to know some information from them, but
I'm
I
also
am.
a little hesitant about alerting other people to the fact that we were a target of something. You know, we've
That is
dealt
fair.
with shady business in other towns before, and it just feels. Or wait, in this town?
Somewhat, yes.
And
Also this town.
I'm a little worried about opening us up to questioning in that direction until we have some more answers too. So I agree, Tower. I think we should wake them up and try to figure out what's going on.
I am worried about them teleporting away instantly, though.
As am
As am I.
I.
Well, you do know that they won't stay down forever.
Right. I don't really know what other choice we have other than to give it a shot,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but be on the ready in case of runners.
Ooh,
Do we have proper questions that we definitely know we want the answers to? We should maybe have those set up before we dive into it. I heard an ooh.
hold up. I want to check a thing real quick, actually. As far as we have arms and legs tied, correct?
At this point, sure. Like,
Oh, I
That was
assumed
never-
Shraw
that
got to
wasn't-
business, honestly.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that wasn't stated to me in between this time, but there's been enough time that like they can't stop you from tying them up the time that they're down. So, sure.
Oh, goody. I've checked specific wording, and nothing says that I cannot bring the changeling into the mental link, and nothing says that a creature is capable of resisting the party line.
That's
Hmm.
weird.
Does not require a willing target.
Oh,
Huh.
wow. That's
no
very
save against
interesting.
joining the party line.
You could really mess with people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, this is a rogue subclass, so
Yeah. So perhaps that is the way of going about things. I think usual questions, right? Who are you? Who sent you? Why are you here? Although could we replace this and keep that information, the knowledge of that information, to ourselves?
Maybe. Yeah.
Not let them know that we know.
Mm-hmm. That's probably a good idea.
Power will do that. Any other particular questions that we should have the answers for?
Mm.
let's see.
How
you
much are they
mentioned that
getting
there's-
paid?
Mm.
I'm curious what the number is on this disc.
Oh yeah, what is our bounty?
Well, is it on us or is it on the actual disc though? So like, maybe it's a reward out for finding this disc or something. I don't know.
It was mentioned there was a piece of paper on him. Did we find that?
Yeah, it had the picture of the disc.
Okay.
So we are assuming that that was the target to start with, but we haven't asked them any questions yet, and we're going to put that piece of paper back on them so that they may not know that we ever found it.
Also, note to self: are we still in possession of the so large?
Yes,
Okay.
we double checked as soon as we got to that knowledge.
Wait, I thought I checked for the yay big, not the so large.
Those are the same thing?
Is that the same thing?
Yes.
The
Okay.
big became the so large.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
like,
but
what?
the yay
Wait,
big
what?
got bigger.
Yes.
I forgot about that part. Okay.
It started as like a half moon kind of
Yeah.
in essence shape, and then you found
That's-
another half that went together, and now it's kind of a disc with a hole like a donut now,
Got it.
essentially.
I forgot that we had, connected the other half of that.
One side gold, one side obsidian, and then inlaid with the opposites
Mm-hmm.
type. Yeah. And I would say that enough time at this current point has not passed for this person to recover on their own, but that time may be fast approaching based on how long it's taken to knock them down, from the time they were knocked down to rummage through their shit, go downstairs, see if a fart came from a human being or from a gnome, and back and have a discussion about what to do with them. So, clock's
All right.
ticking a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Do we feel prepared to maybe splash some water in this person's face and maybe do a little interrogation if we get the chance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
The exception of my spell slots, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Our heads over to the doorway area just in case of a poof.
Ooh,
to-
before we do that, I am gonna go grab my Tinker's tool so that way I have my focus if I need to cast any spells, and then I'll be
Gotcha.
back. But yeah,
Cool. So help me understand exactly what the plan is here. Are you going to force this? Does this being need to be awake before you can force it into the mind link?
That's a good question.
I would assume it needs to be conscious.
So are you waiting for the splash, the consciousness, and then bam, right away you're in the link?
that sounds like a
sorry,
good plan.
just double checking the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, once it wakes up, we'll do the thing.
And Tower, you're waiting for Arno to come back, shutting the door.
And waiting by the door.
Hopefully containing this thing
Yeah.
under the hope
I will
that
see
this
about that.
cannot vamp out of a room.
That's the hope. You never know.
That sight
but
is required.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yep.
That's all fair.
Mhm.
Cool. You let me know when you want the chain of events to occur.
We ready?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
As ready as I'll ever be.
Fuck us up, fam.
Door closes. Water. Eyes kind of gasp open as this individual is conscious, stable, but still fucked, right? And kind of darts around. And then mind spike, right?
Yep.
The first, this face is very hard to read due to its nature, but you still can see this look of surprise and a twinge of fear in a way. Fear might be the wrong word, but it's more like a little desperate. Does that make sense?
Actually,
Mhm.
As they find themselves in a predicament that we're not expecting and are not prepared for. But you know that they are part of the link, though I believe they need to actively speak in the link to be heard.
yeah,
So,
he does not need to participate.
but you know they are a part of it, and they're kind of just there taking in their new world order in as you are in control.
Good evening.
That control being okay. That's like that control being now.
Good evening. I do hope you're comfortable there. You have a name?
You could not comprehend my name.
All right. Do you have something I can call you?
I don't care. Release me.
All right, then I don't. We're gonna have to ask you a couple of questions. If you cooperate, everything's gonna go nice and smooth. Now, first of all, who sent you?
Your mother.
Not gonna lie, I'm not sure if that's an insult or the truth. So, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Who sent you?
Your stupid cum dumpster mother.
Does your mom have something against you, Flint?
I thought you were going to ask him something totally different and related specifically to what that character just said. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm over here cracking up. I'm sorry. I was like, oh no. Okay. Anyways, I didn't mean to derail us, but I could not contain myself in that moment. Okay, sorry. Moving on. Shake it off.
So, I did not actually hear the addendum bits to your mother.
You're stupid. The words were, "You're stupid, cum dumpster mother."
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an attempt to get under my skin now. How much you been paid to pursue us?
World order.
A new world order?
Yes.
All right. Does your boss? Does the name start with an S? Rhymes with Milas?
Also ends with an S.
There's no response.
Insight check.
Okay.
What
go
does
ahead.
this silence mean?
What does silence mean? Why?
It
Oh, 'cause
means
this
that
isn't
you
the right
are
thing.
currently
This is-
traveling with the 11th Doctor. No, it'd be the 12th.
13. With a 13, they seem to be. What's the? Man, I'm trying to give you some kind of description that sounds like information instead of just obvious bullshit. But it definitely, you see an inkling on their face of some sort of recognition to that name being said or
Mhm.
being alluded to, but nothing else.
All right. Speaking of your new world order, what exactly is the objective here with your employer?
With your stupid mother. They begin to smile.
That's
worry,
an
guys, I
interesting
hate it
approach.
too.
That's an interesting approach when we have you tied up on the floor.
Let's see. What else? What other information do we want to get here?
That was pretty much it, I think.
It's not like we're getting much from him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check my skill set. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to get much more out of them, and I don't have any other good ways to press.
Tower will walk over and pick up their short sword from the ground there and say, "Interesting weapon. Seems to be capable of doing a lot of damage. How so?"
Oh, yeah, how much of that was that sword?
Well, you're holding it. You want to look at it?
Sure, but it's less. Tower's less interested in that information, honestly.
Okay. Oh, are you
Um,
trying to invoke something out of it? Because I mean,
It's more. It might.
Sideline technique. If we get him to answer something like this, he might be more willing to talk afterwards.
That's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose my question is: are you trying to actually intimidate this person with that weapon? Are you trying to
I
is
wouldn't
this
say that.
something
no.
that you want a skill check out of, or a persuasion, perhaps, to see if you can
Sure.
endear
I'll
this
take,
person, or
Yeah, I'll take a persuasion. That makes the most sense, I think, in this moment. That's
Uh,
more what I'm trying to do.
Do you want me
I'm
to
just
take
trying
that
to
on that?
find ways that I can help
Sure.
you guys turn the tide of a conversation.
Yep.
So
And and if you could help, I would take it, Sheriff.
Yeah, let's good cop for a sec.
Sure.
you see kind of like a shift, ha 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 ha, in the demeanor of this character. A little less guarded, a little more. It's almost a little bit of pride
Mhm.
kind of washes over as they kind of take in that blade that you're holding. That blade was dipped in the midnight sea.
Does that place have meaning?
Yeah, can I get like just kind of a history check, maybe? Or
Yeah, sure.
And I have no, and I think all of us heard it, right? Tower's not missed.
Well, you're all in a mind, then yes.
Yeah,
They're all in a mind.
You're all part of the hive.
Ah!
indeed.
What is there?
Based on all that, I would say the majority of this party has no recollection of that at all. But Aranoa, the Midnight Sea rings bells of elven folklore, of sort of like a place beyond, a place of usually like paradise.
Like an afterlife.
That is a look, not necessarily an afterlife, but just like a promised land, if you will, a safe haven. And that is a location that it's hard to pick out details of what that location is, or what specifically a story involving it, but you're like, oh yeah, that's a place.
Something Elven Xanarkand.
And as they're kind of saying that, they're kind of looking around the room, almost like a cat does when you're holding.
So what can you tell us about that Midnight Sea?
Let me do this. Yeah. You see them kind of get a little colder again and kind of guarded. They've realized they might have said more than they probably should at this moment.
Have you been there? I've heard so much about it, but I've never heard of anyone who's actually been there.
Make a perception check. Yes. And as they say this, you see their eyes kind of move off in the direction of wherever that pouch is that had their coins in it.
I guess I'd like.
Where in the room is that?
Yeah.
That's really up to you guys, but I'm telling you that they clocked it.
And their pouch is what had the note in it, right?
No.
Or was that on
the note
there?
was in a compartment in their boot. The pouch was just kind of on their belt, which I assume you have taken the items that they were carrying away from them. So the pouch is technically in your possession, but with everything going on, I'm just kind of mandating that it's in the room somewhere, but not within reach of.
Don't even think about it.
Just a quick question, like out of character, I guess. We found the coin with Silas, the original coin, the first coin, right?
Yeah.
Can you describe what that coin was one more time?
Sure. It was a coin made of gold. It was the size of a gold coin, but the printing did not match any sort of coinage that you're familiar with from where you hail from, or it was certainly not from the kingdom of Eris. It had like vinage that kind of filigreed around the edge, and the centerpiece was that of, I believe I described like a stag's head in the middle.
And all we found in that coin purse were those coins, right?
3 of them.
Right. Got it.
If I could describe the size of the bag that you found, it was, well, I mean, you've seen what a dice bag the size of that usually is, like a standard D&D dice bag, right? Or even like the one I have, it's about that big. It's not it wouldn't hold a lot of coin, but it's just a small coin purse.
Right. Got it.
Right.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to try and butter him up again. What were you going to say?
I was going to ask about the coinage, but no, if you have, you should be talking, and so if you were talking, Tower would definitely not interrupt.
All right, I'm going to ask him how long you been at the mercenary game. You seem like a talented individual.
Time, a short time. Time is nothing to the chosen.
Who are the chosen?
Not your stupid bitch mother. They smile. Wait, I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. They smile.
It's like, I'm getting awful annoyed at this talking about people's mother thing. If not for the reason of, I'm sure Shra's mother is an absolute saint, but that it's kind of getting old.
He's probably better than your dumb, stupid one.
Yeah, it's like he only knows one joke.
Dumb, stupid. Perfect. Never change it.
It's good. Tower will pick up the coin purse from the bed where it was laying and take out the 3 coins that were in it and ask, like, your currency seems odd. You are not from here. What brings you to our lands?
Seems like one of you actually was a brain cell between you.
Well, technically, no. If your stupid dumb mother had taught you anything about biology, you might know that. No, I didn't like that. That felt bad. I'm not going to do that again. That was, that tasted wrong on my tongue. I also don't have a tongue. Can we help you get what you are looking for while you are here?
You could release me and hand me the device pictured in this paper.
Paper?
Paper.
The paper that you have.
No, we put the paper back.
Yeah, we're trying not to let...
It's theirs. They know it exists.
Right. But we were trying not to let them know that we knew it existed.
Right.
Okay, then strike the paper bit and they'll just say you can hand me the device.
Sure.
Mm,
We have several devices. I don't know why we would part with them for an assassin.
The device. The only device that matters.
Honestly, to me, that is me.
Don't be a stupid red-headed dwarf. Hand over the device.
Well, I think we're done with this interrogation. Should we just finish them off now?
I
That's
guess
an
they're willing to
intimidation.
cooperate, and I'll help you with my add-on.
Well, as the one who got a blade plunged into their chest on repeated occasion, I think I'm ready to say goodbye.
Do it, you pathetic waste of materials.
See, the thing is, I'm not actually going to do it. Fuck.
Oh, but we will. Sheriff, do you want first crack?
Okay,
Taro-
I turn to Do Not, and when you get to Osiris, say hi for me and apologize for the inconvenience, and I will side blade him off into the Duat.
Damn.
As you do, the final thing you hear in your mind before it fades away. Thank you. And they
Oh.
are gone.
No, he
Whoa.
definitely came from Silas. I could
Oh,
tell he recognized
yes.
the name.
The coins also, I think, are
Mhm.
a
Tell.
I'm just seeing that video meme of that guy who's like, dead giveaway. You ever see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the short list of things to investigate, the Soul Lodge and what exactly it does, the coins and what exactly they mean, and the was it the Midnight Sea?
That is what he said.
It's
Or they
another.
said.
Midnight
Which
Sea.
I
and it's in the
appreciate. I really appreciate the Dio reference. That's good shit. Well, shall we report this to the authorities then?
Should
Yes,
we?
let's.
I believe we should. Aaron, or do you have other thoughts?
Well, the same as I had earlier of alerting other people to the fact that we're a target because we have something of value.
Well, I think we can remove the coins, maybe replace those with a few normal coins, remove the piece of paper, just say we were targets being rich adventurers.
Pose.
I mean, to be fair, being adventurous is enough of a red target.
Mhm.
Sure then, yeah. Just make sure whoever feels like they can pull off lying about it is the one talking.
Not
And
it.
it's not me.
No, not me.
I do not have ranks in deception, but to be fair, I don't think we're going to get grilled that hard about being attacked by a random changeling.
We do
While
have a
you're
dead
wrapping-
body.
Oh, excuse me. While you're wrapping
No,
this up, you will hear at the door.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, a knock. I tried to knock on my desk here, but or table,
Carol will
not the desk.
go
If you
to
make,
answer
if you
that.
put stuff, if you put desk items on a table, does it become a desk?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
a desk is how you use it.
I know there's
Carol-
people on YouTube a few days from now watching this screaming, "No, it's not true."
That's well, that part's not
You'd
true.
have to be in bed.
Nobody's watching this. Nobody at all is watching this.
That's the joke, Matt. That's the joke. The joke is
Our
for no
audience
one.
loves those jokes.
Yeah, they love it. They can't get enough. They can't get any of it. But yeah, there's a knock at the door.
Power will make its way over to answer the door, and if it's
And
not
you
stopped,
will-
it will open the door.
As you open it, you will find Rusty. Do you require to turn down service?
I do believe we will need an extreme amount of turn-down service tonight. I'm not sure if you have gotten the information, but we were attacked by a changeling, and it has caused some disturbance.
On behalf of the tavern, we are deeply, deeply embarrassed for this transgression. Please let us accommodate you with 2 new rooms, and we will take care of this immediately.
I do believe 2 new rooms would be well in order. As far as taking care of things immediately, I believe we will be removing the corpse ourselves very shortly, but we appreciate all of your efforts, and thank you so much.
Do you maybe have one bigger room that we could all stay in?
Absolutely.
I don't know if you guys want to do that or not, but it seems like maybe if we do have people coming after us now, if we have basically a bounty on us, we probably shouldn't split up like that.
We can provide you with our suite.
I said that over the mind link, by the way. Not in front of the Warforged.
What they're trying to get out is that they'll provide you with their suite option at no additional cost, obviously, and as well as
We'll also provide a, what is the terms? Complimentary breakfast each morning during your stay. As a thank you and an apology for this occurrence, we can dispose of this refuse for you, if you wish.
A true kindness, if you are indeed capable of doing that. I don't believe we'll have any issue.
Damn decent of you, Rusty.
The Simple Note takes great pride in their service and their reputation. Please allow me to show you to the suite, and everything else will be taken care of.
Tower will gather the 2 weapons that were dipped in the Midnight Sea and follow.
And for shits and grins, I'm going to go ahead and give an insight on Rusty about whether this is excellent service or, just like where
Or
exactly
Trust no one. I
is
get it.
the-
Trust no
the
one.
excellent hosting coming from.
Oh, and
Sure.
also,
Go-
Rusty is a fucking creep. Rusty is interested in killing his employee.
Yeah.
Insight Rusty.
Go ahead. Okay. I will say, especially, in my mind, all Warforged are just a little hard to read and can come off creepy sometimes just due to the nature of things, right? I think we've all heard Tower say a thing or two that was a little strange.
I agree entirely, and I do that on purpose. Absolutely.
I know.
And logic.
yeah.
A dead changeling is something you'd prefer to keep quiet and just get rid of.
So, nothing seems out of the ordinary from what you understand, especially spending time with an individual that is at least similar in many ways, though Rusty may or may not be around the same level of model, if that makes sense, structure. But they do have a sentience for sure. I don't think you're getting anything necessarily nefarious off this individual. They just seem to be doing their job.
All right.
I hope that answered your question.
Well enough.
But as far as the new accommodations, it is not that much better than the rooms you were in before. Again, they're just very basic here at the Simple Note. It is like another floor level on its own, for what that's worth. Like a little addition that had been built on the crook of this house. There is the bed. There is like a larger bed up here. Single, of course, but like king is how we would think about it. Like a California king bed. Moderate. Like it's all right. It's more big than it is comfortable. It does have a small little living nook and like a secondary place for more sleeping accommodations, like a couch, a chair, and like an area where you can pull out like a nicer cot, if you will. But the space is larger, though a little cozy. There's like a larger window that frames off to the side that kind of views down into somewhat the warehouse market area or warehouse district area, and kind of the comings and goings. Not the greatest view either, but it's there. And there's even like a building that's kind of blocking like a quarter of the view because of the way it's built. You're getting like a lot of brick wall right there, but it does look out into the area. It is certainly nicer than the rooms you were in. I'm just saying, like, in the realm of taverns, it's not the greatest place. By design, you chose to stay in a place that was like...
Yep.
This will suit our purposes very nicely for the next couple of weeks. And again,
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it is my absolute pleasure. I will be going ahead and cleaning the rooms. If there's anything else you need, do not hesitate to find me. Thank you.
Thank you. And turning away from Rusty to the rest of the party. So it seems like the body will be disposed of, but are we going forward with not reporting this to the authorities whatsoever? That seems improper.
I thought we were. I thought that's what we decided on.
Oh, okay, then
Just
I'm-
as long as someone else is doing the lying.
I think attacked by a changeling for possessions is enough information.
We could see if they might have any insight on that, if they're in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we go this evening just before our shift?
Sure.
Mhm.
Because I could stand with finishing up a rest.
Mm-hmm.
Is that my body aches and my attachment to my lord is waning. I need this.
So as you kind of find your places to kind of bed down, for those that need an actual like bed or something like that. As I described this room, it may not be the most ideal for 4 friends to share, but there are ways to sleep in it that are comfortable, and you will complete your long rest here, though it will take just a touch longer because there was a lot of interruption in that initial time period. So it'll bleed a little bit more into the allotted day that you have ahead of you. So for the sake of like, what does that mean? I'll say there's like a couple hours that you have before you would want to go back to that bank, perhaps. That was all you guys turning your stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
Okay, that was weird because the chat didn't update anything, but I was hearing all the noises from.
Yeah, there's when you do the long rest thing, it sends a message, but it sends it to only yourself. So I guess the message sound goes through, but the message itself is not weird.
So I was just like, "What was that? What did he do?" And I realized I was like, "It must be that."
Yeah.
Cool.
So I believe it is just breakfast and then talking to the authorities tonight, right? And then over to the bank.
Probably lunch by the time we get up.
Oh, I'm
But-
assuming it's like a breakfast for dinner type situation.
Kind of, yeah. Because that other thing happened in the wee hours of the morning, and I think you did a few other things before finally getting to a simple note. So you were actually getting attacked somewhat in the afternoon, if I
Oh.
recall correctly. Yeah, like
That sounds
the
right.
Yeah.
the timing.
Okay.
Your sleep cycle is being fucked with hard right now because of your job and like everything else. But yeah, so you're actually waking up in the eve, still some sunlight, like, but it's fading fast, or fading, not necessarily fast. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, look outside your window right now. That's kind of what it looks like.
That gives away that we live in the same time zone.
Does it? Does it?
Mm,
We've already confirmed approximately where we live for
I know.
past episodes, anyway, so it don't matter.
And
No one's listening.
exactly, they're definitely putting together all these little bits and bobs of information and triangulating locations.
Except Alec. I mean, I know Alec's here, and he already knows where we all live, so it's fine.
That's true. That's fair.
Springfield, Ohio, mod.
Ah, I get it.
And we know where Alec lives. So, Alec, don't you motherfucking try a goddamn thing.
We know, motherfucker.
I just
As Brian
He never
says
will,
constantly
but-
off mic, fuck Alec.
can you imagine if Alec decided for some reason to listen through this whole series one day, and then just being bombarded with all these little side messages to him throughout each episode?
It would be really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost wish he would, but I know him well enough to know, like, nah,
Yeah.
you know?
And he likes me a lot. You guys, whatever.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
likes me plenty.
Yeah, it's just not his thing.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's played D&D, but like listening to this would not be his thing.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more artist interviews, music. Yeah. Some movies.
I guess we need to work those in a little
Just
more.
because
here.
you like playing D&D doesn't mean you like watching or listening to
Absolutely.
other people do it too.
That is
Yeah,
absolutely
honestly,
true.
yeah, fucking, what's the name of that show we watched? Critical Role is a goddamn miracle. Like,
Mhm.
I've tried watching and other D&D stuff and listening to podcasts. I'm like, I can't. Like, a few episodes is cool, and then after like 5 hours of it, I'm done. Critical
It's
Role
the
has-
highest. It's
Yeah.
it's the highest tier of it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it
true.
has the most production, the
Yep.
highest level of like people that do it for a living. Like, no disrespect to people that play D&D and role play. Those people are literally professional, like
Yeah.
voice actors. Like, it makes sense. Like, that's the highest
Storytellers.
quality
Mhm.
show you could watch of it, right?
Sure,
So
I
it would
agree
make
with
sense.
that. Yeah.
It would make sense that would be the one that's like, that one I can watch. Well, they're
Yeah.
doing everything they can for you to watch it.
But I'm saying
Very
that,
true.
like, even that to me is like, You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And
totally.
I get that way
Yeah.
sometimes about it too, where I'm like, I don't watch everything they do sometimes because I'm like, I'm not jiving with this, but
Mhm.
the things I do like. Anyways, enough about fucking Critical Role. We're doing this.
Yeah.
You fucking Critical Role? Wow, I didn't know you were that
Ooh.
into it.
Well,
Well, Carmen, the voice, the tone of voice is giving me questions now because you don't seem that not into it.
Honestly,
anyways,
I haven't given it that much thought. Oh, are you still going
Yeah,
back to
he's-
joke? I thought you were going back to just watching.
No.
Critical.
No, no, I was talking about how excited the tinge in your
Yeah.
voice was when you thought about your husband fucking all of Critical Role.
Oh, I
And-
thought I was doing a "How could you?" voice.
Oh, okay. Maybe I misread.
But apparently it didn't come across.
Yeah.
now they know we're married. Thanks, Matt. All right, moving
Damn
on.
it! Oh, I'm such an idiot.
Matt Mercer comes into your room, walks up behind you, and whispers into your ear. New.
You had me at Matt Mercer comes. All right, moving on.
Ah, damn it.
Where are we at? We are
I
at
think it's
a long
breakfast.
rest
Yeah.
and breakfast provided for you.
Woo.
It's pretty
You're
good.
determining the time of day, which is now in real life.
Which is now, yeah. So like I said, early. Would you call it early evening? Or is that more?
Well,
Sure.
actually, it's
Yeah.
kind of late now because aren't we supposed to meet there at 8 at the bank?
I
Wasn't
think
that our
that was
starting
the time. Mhm. It's probably around 6:37 right now. To be honest, that's what I'm kind of going for with the time.
Very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Which that was a
6:37.
really long. That was like a 6:37, 6:30 slash
Yeah, we
7,
got you.
or hyphen, whichever. That was a really long road to get there, but we got there.
Should we inform Cinnamon Cook that there are people that might be looking like him, or do we think that that's a threat that's past?
Fucking hell.
Fairly certain that only one Clemens doppelganger existed currently. That it'd be pretty weird if somebody tried to do it the same thing twice.
Fair enough.
Or would
Like
it be
every impulse.
genius?
True. Let our guard down.
Nobody expects it exactly twice.
I have to fight every yes and. No, that's it. All right.
Right. Just be like, and it's another one right there. It's
Fuck
changelings
you,
all
it
the way
can't
down.
be. Yes, fuck you. They wouldn't do it twice.
Right, exactly.
This is why I have trust
Don't
issues.
try me.
It would only really work like 3 times, right? Anyway.
You could
Fourth
only
one, we
work
wouldn't be expecting at all.
Well, the third
Fourth
time
one's
you
a
just
real
kill
surprise.
Clemens. For real.
Yeah. Oh
Right?
shit! Yeah, that's true, and it doesn't shape change, and then it's like that's the twist.
Well,
Oh,
it's
fuck.
either
We've
third
murdered.
time it's actually Clemens, or it's fourth time it's actually Clemens.
Right.
Or
right.
7.
Actually,
That
no,
could
no.
be that could be the most boring DM ever, and you're just fighting Clemens constantly.
Now the weird part is the fourth time it's actually Clements, but the fifth time it's a shape changer again, and you're like, wait, what's happening?
No. If we're going by the rules of comedy, Clemens doppelganger, Clemens
Yes.
doppelganger who didn't get the memo. Did not get the
Yeah.
memo.
Yeah.
Clemens
The
is
fifth one-
compromised. Clemens is compromised.
Right. But the fifth one is actually Clemens again because
Mhm.
he's been brought back from the dead, and there's actually more to Clemens, and we didn't know that.
No, the fifth time
Oh,
is
while we're on the
Clemens
topic
Revenant.
of plots that will never see the light of day,
5 is the Clemens Revenant
Night-
who has come back to kill us because we killed Clemens with no good reason.
Exactly.
nightfall fast approaching.
Oh shit! I
At
talked to
least
the
we
police.
learned
Yeah.
his
Gotta eat
name
in front of
really
the-
well now.
Yeah, exactly. Never forget him.
Cinnamon Cook?
Good
Yeah.
old Cinnamon Cook.
He hasn't even been in this campaign very much or long, but he's already probably one of the most memorable.
Certainly one of the most influential. We're never going to be able to eat something without cinnamon again.
It's
He
true.
was only
it's
on
true.
screen for 2 seconds.
He made so much
sometimes.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah, just ensemble dark horse. Congratulations, Clemens, you win.
That being said, you're free to make your way to this bank again if you want to. You're free
I
to
think
do
we're going to
other
the
things.
authorities
You have.
first.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Just right quick.
Yeah, and for the sake
Just a
of
quick
just right
pop
quick,
by and
I
say,
mean,
hey,
you pop
meet
in,
up.
you make a report, you leave out the specifics of things that you know that you don't want them to know. There's not really, but I mean, they have no reason not to believe you.
Not really expecting much to come of that. It's just Tower
Yeah.
would feel
Oh, I mean-
uncomfortable otherwise.
Yeah, sure. Reporting crimes can make sense as long as they're actually crimes, not just people living their life. But yes, they take note. This is city guard. Was there anything specific you wanted to try and pry from that, or just purely a report?
Nothing for Tower.
I'm just reporting it at this point. But the law enforcement here seems pretty on the up and up as is. So
How did they react to it?
I mean, just like okay, and maybe a little shocked at some of the specifics. So if you're like telling them it's a changeling, but. And of course, like assassins in a city is concerning, but you know, they file it away as they should.
Never to be seen again.
If you mean they're like looking at the camera, like, "Uh-oh, I've been got." No, that.
Okay.
don't worry, the case is just as cold as your dumb mother.
Yeah.
Your stupid, dumb, idiot mother. Come dumpster. Just a fun thing to say, really.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Yeah.
Thank
Let's see.
time.
Sure. Before we completely close the chapter on that occurrence, I just want to make sure, like, before Rusty takes this corpse away, is there anything else you want to do? I hate to say that, but is there anything else you want to do with it?
Maybe just one more once over to make sure we got everything off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll let-
'cause did we? Yes, we checked the body after it transformed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, but yeah.
I'll let
More.
one or two folk do a investigation or help someone do an investigation.
Like I've investigated
One
this
last.
body already myself.
Try, I feel like you have a pretty good eye for this kind of thing. Can I help you?
Sure. Turning on advantage.
Oldie or investigating. 17. As you kind of get real personal with this thing, and now that you know it can't fight back, I'm hating my words. I truly am.
Mm-hmm.
I like
But-
hearing mad slaps in the background.
But they're being said and they're being captured for all eternity, so it's too late to go back now. As you kind of feel around and just making sure that you've searched every nook and cranny, John, you realize one of the back molars of this individual, the tooth is loose. Yeah.
Oh.
And it comes free almost instantly. And you can see that, like, it's almost a false tooth. And inside, there seems to be some form of substance that was capped in this tooth, waiting to be dislodged.
Wow, he was going to go out on his own terms no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of thinking back through that whole interaction, you're like, was this guy trying to get us to punch him in the face so he could fucking cyanide himself?
You know, I know we technically, like, gone and done other stuff, but we kind of retconned for this anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Can I perchance look at the glitter that was?
Oh, that was strictly magical. That was like the flare of this ability.
It just appeared briefly. It's not like it fell to the ground, and there wasn't a substance left.
No, I would say that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Disintegrating legerdemain.
Yeah, like just poof. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I get it.
You
now.
Tinkerbelled the hell out of it, essentially. And as
I
it
just
hit the floor,
assumed that-
it would go away.
I just assumed the sound of a party blower going off when he did it.
That'd be really weird for an individual that was like highly based on stealth, but
Yeah.
maybe.
You're
With that description,
very
I assume that sound effect comes with it.
No one can ever see you, but you will make the most obnoxious noise all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful cursed item.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, like,
wonder
we should-
if he was trying to get killed, though. I mean, no, sorry, that's not what I meant to say. I wonder if he was like trapped in some
He
way
was
though,
asking
because he
for
was
it.
saying thank you at the end. That doesn't normally. Most assassins are not thanking people who kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you mentioned that this midnight
How many
sea.
assassins has Aranoa encountered?
Ooh.
However many we've met as the Red Ravens.
enough.
I
At least
think
one.
Two? Well, definitely. Oh shit, Linois? Shit, that's not her name.
Li Hua.
Li Hua?
Liwa. She was an assassin. I'm guessing. Maybe. Probably. of some variety.
Okay.
It did seem strange, like they were being forced to do something.
Right.
Can I
I
make an
did
insight?
not. Go ahead.
May I make an insight into the nature of thanking me for a side blade through the heart?
Sure.
Fuck my life.
Yeah. I wish I could give you something really concrete in that way, but
My personal headcanon is that he is grateful for a warrior's death rather than having to use the capsule.
I would say that's based on your previous interactions with people of this nature, as a sheriff, as someone dealing with this kind of thing. I mean, that's probably a conclusion that at least Flint would come to. I'd say that would be accurate.
Like repentance, almost.
The way Flint's was describing it, like wanting to go out not the coward's way, in quotes, right? Like, I would imagine you've encountered a few individuals that feel that way, for sure. Based on that insight, can we truly say that was what this person meant? I don't think so.
This is one of the endings to Clue.
This does not feel like somebody who was being forced to me. This feels like a true believer.
Whatever it believed in the thing that Silas believes in.
This new world order. This is not the first time we've heard this.
And the coins we had seen before?
Correct.
Silas
was that supposed to be in character, or was that a question to me? I'm so sorry.
That was a question to you.
Okay. You have seen those. You have seen those coins before once. You've seen one coin when you got out of that vault, if you will, out in the wastes or the wild.
Where Silas attacked us.
Was that the coin that? Did Silas use one of those coins to open up the gate?
I'm not sure if that was ever truly confirmed or denied, but that is the instance. That is what remained when he left and the gate was closed.
Oh.
Okay, so it has something to do with the gate. It is gate adjacent.
We have identified.
If you want to try to remember that moment, because it has been a long time for the characters as well, I'll allow and this can be this conversation can be happening on your way to the bank. I don't want to make it late. Like I assume you bring stuff with you, maybe.
Yeah, I figure we can
this
do a lot of stuff while we're at work.
So if you want
to so large alone anymore.
Oh no.
Sure. Not that you ever have necessarily.
Yeah.
On this walk, if you want to try to recall those moments specifically to try and figure out some kind of meaning or detail, I'll say, okay, I didn't even tell you what to roll, but I'll say you can do a history or you can do like a basic intelligence check. Not that I don't know if that really matters in this case, but
it would drop my roll by 4 points.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know if rolling a straight intelligence would ever help you over history, but either way,
wouldn't it just be the same?
Well,
that's kind of it wouldn't be the same if I was being specific.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that it's not like there would be a negative. Just saying. Never mind.
Well, like Flint just said, if I didn't let him do the history check, if I said it was a straight intelligence, he wouldn't be able to add his proficiency bonus because he's proficient in history. So see how that there is a difference there? But because I'm like, roll whichever.
It was
then
the
it's just
opposite. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyways, we're good. 24 history, especially. Flint, you distinctly remember after Silas's turn speech, if you will, him taking something out of his pocket, which now you realize is him taking that coin out of his pocket, and then what he did was simply flip it with his thumb as the light kind of caught the gold coin in the air as it rotated, and where the coin fell, gate appeared thereafter before he jumped through it.
And it remained.
The coin
afterwards.
Remained,
And we did.
Well, the gate stayed open. The gate stayed open for around a minute. If we really break down the time that little fight took place in, it was about a minute that gate stayed open, but the coin stayed in front of you where Silas was gone.
And we tried testing it and stuff like that, right?
You did try to test that coin. That coin seemed to be just a gold coin.
We do have identify, do we not, Aranoa?
We do.
Could you take a look at these remaining 3 coins? They did seem very interested in them when we were interrogating them. And with the history with Silas, there might be something more going on with these coins than...
Now I really wish we had asked more about them. Not that they would reveal the information, but...
Well, let's see. If I'm not mistaken, the coin would have led us to my dumb, stupid mother.
It's as good a guess as any.
Nobody else wants to say the words, huh? Oh, it's so fun to hear.
I'm going to go get some water real quick.
What words?
Can I cast
Hum
Identify on
dumpster.
these?
Oh.
Can you cast Identify? Yeah, you certainly can.
It's a ritual, so I'm assuming I would do this
Yeah.
once we were at the bank and we were already like kind of doing our watch, and I would just find a spot inside to take a little 10 minutes to do this.
Yeah, that's all very cool. Looking for... Oh, because I'm stupid and I can't spell for some reason. Sorry, I just need to look. I'm just trying to look something up real quick to try and figure out what it is that I wanted, so then I can turn around and give you the appropriate information.
Yes, please.
Very responsible. That time.
Okay, this is what I was looking for. So you cast Identify. The first thing that you get is that there's a conjuration magic that is kind of on these coins, and they seem to be a one-use item. Like you would use it, and then it would go inert. The spell that you realize that is on it is Gate.
Okay, I pass that information along to my team.
Identify give you the knowing that gate is on it, does it also let you know how the gate spell works? Is that something I should look up, is how the gate spell works, essentially? Is the question.
Well, no. Because it's the Gate spell, but it's not, because you can, if you actually cast Gate, you can do more.
Sure. It's like a keyed in gate.
But this is a specific magical item, so let me be a little more specific with it. Basically, if you activate this coin, it's one-time use, it will open up a gate to somewhere. You're not sure where, because it is specifically keyed, but not necessarily part of the coin's purview. Is that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah, it's keyed to a specific place, but it doesn't tell you exactly what, you don't know what that place is, but you know it's somewhere specific.
Yes.
Can I verify that just the way to use these is a simple flip?
Yep, it seems like creating that rotation on it will create the proper requirements to activate the gate itself upon landing. It will, that gate will remain open, for better or for worse, for 1 minute.
Okay.
How large was the gate we saw Silas open?
Medium creature.
Fair enough.
Practically a doorway, but bowed into an oval, tight oval.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm back. So, very specific gate spell.
Very specific gate spell on each of the 3 coins. We don't know specifically to where, but it is to somewhere specific. Can we know if all 3 are keyed to the same location?
Yeah, it seems to be all the same thing. It seems to open a doorway to a place, to and from where it's activated and where it goes. Does that make sense? So, it will always be from where you use it to this other place. The other side will always be this other place.
Got it. And if there was another kind of these coins, it would be identified as a slightly different magic item for a slightly different place, is what you're...
You would know that it would probably be it might be going to a different... You might get to know that it would be going to a different place. But again, the destination is not exactly known, even with the Identify. It's
totally understood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is... I'm assuming you're coming back with this information, Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
But with the gate spell in mind, and trying to understand what that could mean in this world, I would say I would take an Arcana check from somebody if they wanted to try and extrapolate magical knowledge to try and understand where that other place could be, possibly.
Sammy.
Well, an Arcana check. Who else wants to do that?
Yeah,
Well,
probably
I think-
Shra.
Well, if we're all just talking about it, I don't see any reason why we all can't just be thinking about what we know about magic, right?
That's perfectly true. I think the joke was that Straw has the best capabilities.
Absolutely.
And Straw, almost like an otherworldly influence, if you will, seeps into your mind from no past experience. There's no reason why you should know this other than the band around your head, which literally almost tells you this coin will take you to another plane.
What about another plane?
No, it's not what about.
Plane.
It's not even a question. This coin will transport you to another plane of existence.
I said that in the second part.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
I said, what about another plane? I think it's another plane.
I think it was I think that I got hung up on. I'm just playing with you.
It's another plane. My
I'm just
goodness.
playing.
Can't have some
It's fine.
flavorful language.
Well, it seems like this is something we should deal with when we have a little bit more time to go to a different plane. And I wonder if it can be used in reverse. Can I tell that if it can be used like in reverse if we're in the other plane? Would it bring us back to where we started? I guess.
Yeah, just flip it the other direction.
Well, no, we know that
It-
it leaves the coin behind.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right, but we have more than one coin.
Yes.
I would assume it's between planes, from plane to plane. Is that right?
Now, that's a
Tom?
dangerous assumption.
From what I gathered.
I don't think you can glean if there's any guarantee it will take you right back to where you previously used it.
Oh, that's not the way I was taking what Arno was asking. Is that what you were asking?
Not quite.
Oh, what were you
You're
asking
saying that
then?
when you're in the other plane, you can use another coin to get back to this one, right?
Mhm.
Yes. It seems that this coin only transports between the two planes. These two specific planes, this unknown plane and the plane you're on. It is only
I can
that.
feel it. That's what it is. I can't tell you how I know, but I can feel it. Must be magic.
With that identify and understanding how to use the device as well, Aranoa, you know you probably don't want to keep this gold in with your other gold,
Yeah.
and you probably don't want to accidentally flip it by mistake.
Yeah, I'll keep it in its original pouch and
Sure.
secure it like to my waistband or something. In a
So-
way where it wouldn't be flipping about.
Does it have to be flipped in a specific way, or because coins in a pouch get jostled around? Could it
It
be
needs-
activated within
No, that's not enough.
Okay.
It needs an active flip.
that? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the easiest way to achieve that is to simply do the classic coin flip that people do. Like if you were to try to flip it up in the air and into your hand, like that's enough. Just jostling around the bag, no.
Well, I don't know. Roads
It
can
needs
get real
to-
bumpy, or you're on a
The
horse.
coin-
so.
The
I
coin
was
needs
just
to
checking.
rotate rapidly as if on an axis, or as if on a little, like a top.
Mhm.
Even if you were to take that bag and throw it across the room, it probably wouldn't do anything.
What if you were to shake it?
It still probably wouldn't do anything. Like, you know how a bag of coins works versus flipping a coin in your hand, right?
For what it's worth, and I know this is only for me, this is very much a JoJo's reference. It's just in part 7 and nobody's gotten there but me yet. But the whole power of rotation thing is
Okay.
a JoJo's reference. Just throwing that
Okay.
out there.
Well, it's strictly unintentional, but perfectly
I know,
in
it's
canon.
really cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
It has more to do with Westernism than JoJoism.
Well,
Well,
part 7's
yeah.
a Western.
That makes
Okay,
sense.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Out of character academic bullshit. If I were
Mhm.
to use the catapult spell on that coin, like, could
You
I
would
just
have to make
eat
you would
some of it?
have to make sure that catapult spell actually rotated the coin rather than just fling the coin. You see what I'm saying? Because you could like throw a coin like a frisbee and it would not do what it needs to do. It has
Yeah,
to
but in a
spin.
hypothetical universe, if I were to catapult a spinning coin, would I be able to get distance on that gate?
You can certainly try.
To become an offensive gate that opens partway through the air and sucks people in through the catapult.
The
Arc.
gate activation activates after the rotation and the coin stops. I think I said
Alright,
that
fair
earlier, but maybe
Yeah,
I
that's
lost it. Like the coin lands, the gate opens.
There you go.
Like if I were to put it into a mortar cannon and launch it.
You can certainly try.
So you're saying there's a chance?
The worst
You're
thing
right.
that happens is that a gate opens somewhere for a minute to a plane that you're not sure where it is. That's the worst thing
Does-
that happens, right?
I think the worst thing that happens is somebody gets beamed by a large gold coin and then a gate opens.
So the coin lands and then the gate opens in the air above it, or where the coin is, like on the ground?
The way you saw it, now that I mean, Aranoa had a high roll too, but I just used Flint as his highest. But the recollections that you're able to remember from that time is that, the coin hit and then the gate kind of centered on that point, opened up like a door, not on the floor, but
Okay, yeah. So okay.
vertically. It opens
Okay.
vertically from the point of the coin, as if the literal space and time around you ripped open like a seam in the middle of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that seems like we're going to be going on a trip at some point, because I don't
Mhm.
think there's anyone among us that would balk at the opportunity to learn some more information on what Silas is and where he is from.
Mm-hmm.
And this is perfect since we don't have our cart right now.
Perhaps we should wait till we're back from the train job? Or maybe we do have a week or so before then.
You have over a week currently. It's only been a couple days. There's still it's a little less than 2 weeks out.
How much do
Just
we
a
know?
touch over a week and a half.
How much do we know about other planes of existence?
Not much at all. Like, they are talked about in music, but it is not a thing like, oh, I had the greatest vacation.
No, I know, but even in theory or tales, like I didn't know how.
They are exactly theory.
Mm.
Like the field of reeds would kind of be considered possibly like a plane of the gods, right? Like a place beyond.
Would we not be concerned that we don't know, A, how much time we would need there, and B, what if time works
It's different.
differently?
Mm-hmm.
I'm also concerned with the idea that we might not be able to truly get back at all. We know that these coins transport between planes, but if we were to open up a portal back to this plane, that does not mean we're going to end up anywhere near where we are currently. We may portal back into the middle of an ocean.
Right.
That's know where we would pop back up.
So I think we should take care of all of our current issues, our current affairs. Thank you is the proper word.
Drop a save point before the point of no return.
Right. And I think the last thing we have on our plate is that train job that we have people expecting us for. And picking up the horses, but we would not be able, not horses, the cart, but we would not be able to use the cart on this particular journey anyway.
True.
So
Yeah.
I think train job is the proper point, and then perhaps letting the enchanters and whatnot know, and also the stables know, that it may be a while before we can return to pick up our goods. And perhaps putting down some kind of form of money to have them hold on to them for a while.
Ew.
That is a terrifying prospect.
Especially after we just spent so much money.
Yeah.
No, not less. It's less about not being able to pick them up for that reason, but more the idea of going to a different plane of existence at all. And
Well, what if we tried testing it? Since we have 3 of these, we could always do it where one of us flips it, goes through the portal, allows it to close, and then tries flipping the second one from the inside. And if that doesn't work, we could always get the person back by flipping the third one. Of course, that would burn through all of them, so we'd probably want to make other plans for what to do in the meantime, but...
Wouldn't we need 4, though, to fully test and to fully get back?
right, because
When
if
we
we
actually go through?
completing that test would leave us with just the one coin.
Right.
And that means a one-way trip.
We could try flipping one and just, like, poking a head through, and then, but, like, not fully going through and coming back before it closes.
The portal is open for a full minute. There's no reason
Right.
why somebody might not go through for a few seconds, 30 maybe.
Yeah.
To get a
And-
picture of what's on the other side.
And if it's survivable for that, maybe you two, pointing at the 2 people that have heartbeats, should be the ones to test it. I think myself and Aranoa can survive in conditions that are a little more extreme.
All right, but
Oh.
also reckon what's on the other side of that gate.
Right.
So,
in all fairness, the last time we saw one of these things get opened, a couple of Silas's cronies came out and gave us the business.
That's
okay,
true.
so can I do some clarification?
Uh-huh.
First point of clarification, just so I make sure that I explained it correctly, so when you're talking about this, you get what's happening. As long as you have coins in your on your person, you will not be trapped in the other plane, right? That's not there's no danger of that if you got the coins,
Okay.
right?
Right.
Well, the coins
So-
with magic, right? But like
Yeah,
if we use, but if we're out of all 3 coins,
Yes,
we are
then it's a
trapped.
problem. That's what I mean by coins in hand. You have the
Gotcha.
coins for it. If you're on the other side with a coin that works, you will get back to this plane. You're right. You can't guarantee that you'll come back to the point you entered from,
Or even close to it.
or even close to it. Perhaps that's something that is unknown. Yes, there could be dangers on the other side of that portal. Sure, that's something. What just got said? Dang it! There's something you said again. I was like, okay, I better start clarifying. Shit.
Silas's cronies came out.
Oh,
which is
They did
probably
not
For
come
1
out of
minute?
that. They
Oh.
did not come out of that, to your recollection. They were already pre-lying
Yeah.
in wait
For us to come up
from
the
different
the
areas.
ground.
Perhaps they did come out of a space like that at one point,
But we
but they
didn't
did not.
see that.
They did not do it in that moment. How about
We
that?
just saw him leave, right? Or was it only
We only
Silas?
saw Silas.
It was-
leave. I think
Only Silas that went through the portal. Those guys stayed fuck with you and try and rob
yeah,
you.
they were just a stakeout.
Mm.
So that's something I really want to clarify, because that could lead you on a whole path that could be completely incorrect, and you should be able to know certain information, right?
So if we can test it with 1 coin, having it open for a minute and shoving a lizard person and a dwarf through that, and have them see if they exist there properly and functionally for 30 seconds or so, and then asking them to walk back through this way,
I
having
think
the
we
other 2
should
coins.
tie ropes around ourselves and you all keep the one in so we can find our way back, or you can pull us back if need be.
That's a good
Rope
idea.
is always useful.
And I got it.
Yep. So
All this time that you've been at the bank, it's been pretty quiet. You can see that a lot of the wreckage has been cleaned up in this space, and some construction is underway. They got going fast because, again, this is a bank and they need to be in operation. And so there is sort of like marked out areas that during working hours would be funneling people through a safe area to be able to still use the bank. But other than that, it is pretty quiet. Every once in a while, Baracus kind of comes into view, waves, carries on with his rounds, but you are free to do what you want to do at this time. I just wanted to help set that scene as well so you understand what's happening around you.
I guess the next question would be, when should we do that test?
I suppose it could be any free time we got, since it should only take it will only take a minute.
Hopefully. It will either take a minute or a very, very long time. Should we be... Yes, the people going into the portal should carry at least one of these coins with them, yes?
Absolutely.
Just in case.
Right.
So after our shift, then?
Sure.
I suppose so.
As long as we're still feeling rested at that point.
Right.
Sure. Anything could happen in the next few hours. Tower
And on
quickly
that-
darts its head to look behind him.
You see an empty bank. On that note, I'll say that your remainder of the shift goes by quiet. You're feeling like you could, if you so choose, could have some confidence that you might have taken care of this problem the night before.
Just fulfilling obligations.
You could choose to have that confidence if you so desire. I will neither force you to have or have
And
at this
just
time.
because we have the confidence doesn't mean we won't back to finish the job.
Exactly.
Customer satisfaction.
We said 3 days, we're gonna be here 3 days.
I'm not telling you not to be. I'm just telling you that the rest of your shift here goes peacefully.
Well, that's a nice change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
Onto a different plane.
This
It was a
is
nice
very
evening. Fuck me up.
This is very, very scary, you two. Tower says as it's tying a rope around the sheriff. Should we take this perhaps outside of city boundaries? It just seems like a dangerous thing to do right in the middle of where folk live.
No,
Yeah.
not in the middle of the fucking city. We could always take the bear exit.
We should
Or-
make sure
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
no one's within eye shot of this. We don't want people catching wind of it.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps a little wooded area shortly outside the city.
Mm-hmm.
Something whereabouts.
so the problem with that is the way I've
Yeah.
described this surroundings. The woods are kind of far. Like it's a little problem. There's no woods directly around the city because the city is out in like the middle of like a plains, little house on the prairie, kind of like just nice golden hill kind of things with this big it's not really an aqueduct, but that's how it looks in my brain. The stilted lightning rail
Well,
that kind of
somewhere
shoots
just
north.
like off the beaten path, not near
Yeah.
anything.
And there
You know,
are
it might be
woods,
nice to-
There are trees and wooded areas further north as well, but in this general zone, it's kind of like an open prairie is the thing.
It might be nice to go ahead and grab our horses for the morning just to get them out and running again, get a little camaraderie built up again, and to make this trip a little easier.
Yes.
I host Lily.
And another gentle reminder, at least one young green dragon lives in the woods that are in between here and Mayfield. So if you go into those woods, just remember that. I'm not going to stop you. I'm just letting you know that too.
While we're in the portal, and a baby dragon attacks.
Oh shit!
Fair reminder. Things out here fucking terrify you.
I feel like you guys, I don't need to make you roll to remember that. I feel like your characters would remember that.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so.
Yeah.
This is what we call foreshadowing.
Well, I remembered it, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I think we grab the horses for the ride out, find the proper place.
I mean, it's a big wooded area, by the way. Like,
I want to make
Bright Field is within those woods too. Like, but you saw a dragon fly overhead on your way to Arthavis for the first time and kind of go into those woods.
I have
The
2
forest.
potions of healing on me. Do you have any on yourself, Sheriff?
Probably not. I'll double check and I'll go buy some if I don't.
We have some in the bag, I think.
I will buy some if we don't.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I'm going to need some healing potions.
How many were those that Arana?
10 in the bag.
Oh gosh, yeah.
10?
10, yeah.
Wow.
How many do you want, Sheriff?
I'll take 4.
Alright.
Wow.
Straw, did you want any more?
I guess we'll make it an even amount. So
Alright. We got 4 left in the bag.
I'm gonna actually go ahead and grab 2 of those myself.
Oh, okay. 2 left in the bag.
You get a potion, and you get a potion.
Everyone gets potions.
You're sitting
Tower
on
just
10
likes,
potions.
yeah. Tower just likes to, run around healing folks sometimes. So having a potion on it would probably be a good thing.
Oh, I don't have any potions left on my person.
There you go.
Guess I'll take the last 2.
And
Very good.
no more potions in the bag. So you want to go? You do want to go out to that the forest line? Is that true?
I think so. It's a large enough wooded area that I think we could coexist for a little bit with the dragon.
I think it was a few hours ride, if I recollect correct.
That should be fine.
Where
Could
did I
be more,
get
could be
these
days,
cat
but-
eye glasses from?
Was it treasure
What
from
is it?
the cat explosion?
It allows the wearer to see in the dark up to 60 feet.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, I think that is where that came from.
From where?
The cat explosion?
You were given them.
Oh,
That was part of the stuff that at the Temple of Bast that they gave you as reward.
oh.
Those don't work in magic darkness, right?
No, they literally just give you dark vision.
Fair.
But your eyes glow in the dark.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you think we need before we leave?
I can't think of anything.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Well, fuck it. Caution to the wind.
For sake of brevity and fun, I'll say you make it to the place that you want to do this test, if that's what you're planning. If you're on course to do that,
I think we are.
you will pass like a few wagons and people on horseback as you travel. This sparse seems to be on their way to and from Arthavis. It is a popular destination, but you kind of tuck yourselves into the forest. It's up to you how deep you want to go, but
I
no
think
problems yet.
Just enough to be out of the way, right?
Yeah, just enough to be out of sight of anything.
Well, that's easy enough. I mean, from a place of that kind of vantage, you'd still be able to technically see part of the road if you wanted to. You could still see out of the forest into the prairie as well. But you will be kind of out of sight, out of mind from
This
travelers.
seems to be the proper place. Anybody have a good flippin' thumb?
I don't know if I have a thumb.
Well, surely you can flip a coin.
Show us how it's done, Sheriff.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be honest. A little prayer to Osiris and Anubis under my breath before I do this, and flip.
And as the coin flips into the air, catching the light through the trees of the forest, you hear that classic little ring of metal as it rotates, hits the ground, before the seam of reality tears open in front of you, opening a, like I've described it before, like frosted opening. You can see some blurriness beyond, like it's like you're looking through frosted glass. You can't quite see the contents of the other side, but you know there is another side.
Now, if we're not back, right before, I feel like just pull us.
I have the timer going already.
And it is clocking down.
All right.
Go.
You jump in?
Mhm.
Well, and we're going to be explaining things, so don't worry. I'm not going to be like, you're stuck. I'll let things slide like a little bit slower so we can actually get the proper information out. But as you hop through, the area around you gets slightly, I would describe it as a little cold, just a touch, as it's suddenly very dark here. You can see, and your boots begin to fill with liquid.
How deep?
As well, just your boots. It's about up to like just below your knee. This kind of sloshing water as you can feel on the bottom of your boots thick mud. As you kind of look around, you can see trees that are kind of lushly growing over into this water. It seems to be some kind of like marsh swamp land. It is dark, but just beyond some of these treetops, you can see just a sliver of orange, as if the sun is just beginning to set. It seems to be some sort of twilight hours, and there are little globules of light that are kind of floating among the space here in the trees.
I assume
And the sounds of crickets and frogs can be heard.
I assume we can breathe just fine.
Does not seem to be a problem. And beyond to your, like if you had exited the portal and you look to your right, you can see that the swampy marshland kind of goes up into like a muddy ground, kind of goes for another 100 feet. There seems to be a little shack cabin, and there is a light in the window and a doorway with a door just slightly ajar, probably like 2 inches. You can see the light of the candle light, or maybe fireplace light. It's hard to tell from this distance, but it is bleeding through both this paned window and that doorway. You probably have a good 40 seconds left in this space.
That's the only building or signs of life?
Sure seems like it, except for the nature that you can hear around you.
Do I recognize the area?
Not at all.
Sure.
I would like to
If there, you would see the same thing.
I would like to take an opportunity to take a bottle that I assume I have on me from leftover potion and scoop up some of this mud, just to have a sample that isn't in all of my clothing.
Before this, you guys need to get the hell out of here. I just want to also add, leading up to the cabin area, like just probably like 5 feet from the edge of the water line, there does seem to be like a sprinkling of gold that's kind of being cascaded with moonlight. Like there's glinting, small little, almost like little pebbles, maybe something, little sprinklings of gold that are glinting over there. As well as when you go to scoop that mud, make an investigation check for me, and we'll have seconds left when this is over.
How far away is the cabin?
I said that it was like 100 feet from the water line. That's like it's like maybe 150, 200 feet from where you're standing in the middle of this water.
And the gold?
Investigation 2. Okay.
How far away is that?
I just said like 5 feet from the water line, didn't I? So,
all right.
But yeah, you definitely scoop up some mud into a bottle. But if you're 1 + 2 + 2 + 1, you're realizing you don't have much time left here unless you need to use another coin.
Yeah, so let's get the hell out of here. And also, as we are leaving, I would like to drop my divine sense just to make sure that I am aware of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of our position.
Celestial, fiend, undead. That's 3.
Yep.
And the distance?
60 feet.
You have no sense of those 3 types.
All right, that doesn't exactly comfort me, but hey, that's some very specific issues not here. So let's get the hell out of here, Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
And as you both kind of jump back through this open gate, it closes behind you seconds later. And then there's a inert gold coin on the forest floor.
Is the mud still on us?
Oh yeah, and your boots are still soaked.
Are you okay?
Your boots or what your footwear would also have gotten wet. It's not exactly comfortable, of course, but
Oh yeah, no, like it's got to be like up to my chest. So
true. It's probably up to your waistline. You're not like super small. It went up to like Shraw's. I said right below the knee. I mean that's up most of your leg at that point. Not necessarily too much farther for a dwarf.
no, you got that rock?
Yeah.
I need that rock.
Now, does it say that it removes wet? That's my question.
It removes yuck.
You're
But-
probably still wet, but not dirty.
Yeah, like, I don't know if it would still leave a patina of nasty, but, like, it's really your call as to how much clean it can clean.
No, I think you're
The description
fully
says-
clean.
Remove dirt and grime from your garments and your person.
Yeah, the mud on your person and garments is completely removed, but the wetness of being in water remains.
I
Your
can live
socks are
with that.
soaked through, as it were. Not that you.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and like take off the boots and stuff. Start trying to wring out things, and I'm going to pass Aranoa the container of nasty outer plain swamp water.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah,
I brought
you did
a
want-
present.
it.
You wanted soil too, right? Like,
Oh, if we could, yes.
I thought you said mud, but obviously, yeah. So I'll say that there is a mixture of both. Like the water, of course, it'd be hard to scoop mud from there without getting any kind of water in there. But it's a fair mix of like muddy soil and water.
A little biosample of the region.
I will identify it.
It doesn't exactly come back magical when you do that. It seems like it is dirt and water. Yeah.
Pretty mundane, unfortunately.
So the gate leads to a small shack with some sort of golden glittering off in the distance. and
When
a
I
hole-
say shack, what I really mean is like a rundown cabin. It did look like a modest, you know the old West, like one room dwellings.
Yeah.
It's about that big.
Yeah, just a colloquialism.
Sure. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the clear information, especially over Discord, so you can't see my hands make shapes. Continue.
I
I'm
just
sorry.
imagined you casting a spell like they do in The Magicians.
You're not wrong. You're not far off.
Yeah, basically I just described what we saw over there.
Huh.
It seems that you are both doing well and did not seem to suffer any negative effects solely from existing there for that
the plane
amount of
does
time.
not actively hate my bones.
That means that sometime in the future we can indeed take a trip and be there for an amount of time. That is, in its own way, terrifying all by itself.
Well,
yeah.
could they see through it too to see a little bit of what we were seeing? Does it work
I
like
don't-
that? Like you see the other
like
side?
I said, it was like a frosted glass almost. So
Okay.
I mean, you can tell there's stuff over there, but I don't know how much that would be really helpful to look through. You know?
Okay, yeah.
I assume you could just
sure
I assume one could just stick one's head through to see on the
Mhm.
other side.
Oh yeah, it's a fully open. It's a gateway essentially. So yeah, as long as I wouldn't leave my head in there,
Oh,
No.
God.
dude.
It's like,
You
want
gotta
portal?
fuck
This
this
is
up.
how you get portal cuts.
Yeah.
Though the soil is mundane, the mud, it does not mean it is useless. We might be able to glean more information about this place using
Absolutely.
that. I don't know specifically how, but
Could I make like a nature check about it?
25.
I know my nature.
Kind of looking at it and even like uncorking it and just giving it a bit of a smell, because why not?
Oh, I definitely would.
You realize you may have seen this before, and you kind of remember way back when you were camping with Silas, and his concoction that he had made that was kind of like a weird potion, essentially, a healing potion. It seems like this was part of the component.
Oh. Seems like he used this mud when he was making the potion he kept drinking. We didn't ever find out what that potion was, did we?
no, I don't believe we did.
Well, whatever it was included this.
Do we think that's where he lives?
I would imagine so. It seems
Yeah.
of a
likely.
type.
Either his living domicile or a hideout.
Seems strange that this other person would have these coins when the place looked like it only had room for one person. And there
Was-
didn't seem to be any other buildings in the area.
It was
Well,
probably
it'll-
given to them to be able to deliver the goods
Yeah.
once they got them from us.
Yeah, I assume it's a waypoint of sorts. And besides that, we didn't get a good look on the inside. Wouldn't be the first time that we found a place that ain't exactly playing nice with external realities.
Very true.
We ever figure
Wow.
anything out about that damn tent?
No, I don't think don't believe we did.
Tent?
What
That
tent?
damn tent.
What's that shit canon? The Halloween special with the the Pennywise circus?
Oh, that was canon. That happened.
Anybody ever get the number on that?
Why am I not remembering this?
I'm struggling to remember it too.
Way back in
Understandable, you
Mayfield,
bossed it up.
there was a carnival that sprouted up, and when you guys explored it, you ended up having to essentially encounter and destroy a demon clown.
Oh.
But that whole carnival disappeared with the destruction of that demon clown. So I'm not telling you there's no threads, but you know.
While we were out here, Tower pulls out the two, I believe they were short swords that
Were they
what-
from the Midnight Sea?
the Midnight Sea. Perhaps we should take a closer look at these as well.
Sure.
And either keep them or dispose of them.
What do we
And-
know about the Midnight Sea? Where is that?
That's kind of like a promised land for the Elvish people. But I didn't think it was actually real.
Could that be where you just were?
To clarify what I said before, just so we fully understand too, the Midnight Sea is a location in the Promised Land of the Elven people.
Maybe that is where I was. I don't entirely know what happened to me when I died.
No, that's not even what I mean, though. Very interesting. I mean, is that where the coin took Shra and the sheriff?
Oh,
That's why I was asking if we knew what type of area.
I describe what I know.
Is it swampy?
There's not much.
Yeah.
As you look over these short swords, or these, it was like a short sword and a dagger, you see the blade has a groove that kind of runs down the middle of them to the tip, which seems there is still like black ichorish residue along it. It seems like this is some sort of application for I wanted to find a different word than poison, but yes, like if you were to puncture and stab someone with this, whatever was in this channel would start pumping into that.
Can we identify that poison?
Does anyone have
I will try.
in like a poisoner's kit or like maybe even herbalism?
We've got nothing like that,
Not me.
unfortunately.
I guess I'll take a general nature out of it, I guess.
I like nature.
I do too.
Based,
Fuck nature.
I like turtles.
what you basically looking at that and kind of trying to connect some dots with it. What you get out of it is that it is certainly a poison of some kind, though it's hard to tell if it's plant or animal. But what you definitely know for sure is it is potent.
Well,
And
I
I'm
think
sure
we...
Flint can confirm as well. But like,
Right.
this is
Yeah,
not
I'll
like
confirm that.
this is like the kind of poison you'd use to take down monarchs. This is what the tasters are for.
Well,
This is
I
what you
think I
put. This is
should
what you give to someone.
I should feel honored for this one. I am worthy of regicide.
Just a little behind the screen. I'll just tell you, it was 7d6. Damn.
Damn.
Like that is a fireball and a sword right there.
Yeah.
If that helps
So
you,
is there like a
Fireballs,
that-
right?
if that helps you visualize how potent this poison was, there you go.
So is there like a chamber that holds poison in it that like releases it into that channel, or is it something that you have to like apply every time you use it?
It seems like an application, but just the viscous nature of it, like you get a few uses out of it.
Got it. So we have a
So
couple
they-
uses
they-
of this
they
one
clearly-
like if we wanted to use it.
And looking at its sheath, it almost seems like the act of sheathing it was the applicator at the time.
Okay,
But it's
so
something-
those really
It's
fancy,
not something. It's not something that like magically applicates. I think that's. Am I making it work
Applies?
now?
Yeah, no.
magically apply-
Super fancy poison sheath.
Yes, but it's something that you have to keep adding poison to make happen. It's just like this person premeditatively set themselves up to get you, and they
when
were.
does not accidentally regal poison the motherfucker? So
Yeah.
You know, I know it seems weird, but if we think this is part of the potion that he was drinking, I want to just dip my finger in and then lick it to see what happens.
as this is happening, Shra, please don't, Shra, please.
Are you
Shra,
sure you want to do this?
Shra,
It tastes like
no.
mud. It
Okay.
tastes like salty. Not really salty. It tastes like that uck mud smells. I call it uck mud. You know what I'm saying? Like it has a funk to it. It doesn't taste good.
Do I feel any different?
Not really. It's like, you're tasting one component of what makes up an entire potion. And
I know.
the way potions work, you would need all the ingredients together is what makes it tick. You know what I'm saying? So you're
Doesn't
you're
mean
tasting.
ingredients
tasting-
separately couldn't have an effect.
I understand, but you're just tasting the cinnamon out of the cinnamon chicken. You need the whole thing, you know?
Tastes like cinnamon.
No, it doesn't.
Try it.
Good deal. Let's
Try
go
it.
home.
You ever wonder why everything tastes like cinnamon? Maybe they just couldn't figure out what cinnamon tasted like, so they made it taste like everything.
I wonder if that potion might be, and this is pure conjecture. I don't fuck with magic. I wonder if that potion might have been something that was made to keep him able to exist on this plane. Having a component that is dirt from another plane seems very specific.
Mm-hmm. I was
And-
thinking something similar.
I have
And-
a question for the players, which I think is pretty unusual.
Huh.
Did you really not find out what that potion was? Because I thought you did, but did you really not? Or are we just forgetting? And
I
I don't even know if
feel like
that question
he's-
can be answered.
I feel like he was making healing potions, or at least he claimed he was making healing potions. Am I
Okay.
mistaken?
I'd completely forgotten about the potion, so don't ask me.
I'll say, I think
Bad
what makes the
memory.
most sense to me, exactly, that's why I'm asking, and I think that what makes the most sense is that Silas was at least claiming he was making healing potions. I thought there was some sort of thing there, at least some bit of information. Whether they are healing potions or not, I suppose you're right, that can remain a mystery, but
It's a cheeseburger.
I thought he told you that. I thought he meant. I thought you're like, what you making? That sounds like a very Aranoa question, and I'm pretty sure he was like, oh yeah, it's.
Sounds
So, we're
vaguely
gonna-
familiar.
We're gonna
I don't
go with
recall
that.
if He gave us any of them at any point.
I doubt it.
Yeah, we're gonna go with. He at least told you they were, and at least at the time you believed it. It's fair, absolutely fair to second guess him now.
Tower would, and my thought there might be that we should perhaps collect a good amount of the dirt from here before making our trip over and try to remember how he made that potion. It may be a necessary component for the journey.
We might be able to find someone that maybe knows some things about this who could give us more details.
That is true. And there is no rush as far as I can see, so we can take time to find the proper people, I think.
Surely we can find an alchemist who knows how to make a, quote, healing potion out of extraplanar dirt.
Well, it would be out of planar dirt, right? It would be extra planar once we were over there.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be potions from dirt from here, is the idea.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Right.
Sounds like an idea to me.
I have no idea if it means anything in like real. Not in like real. What the
In
fuck did I
real.
just say? What did I just say? I don't know if it actually is going to mean anything mechanics wise. I don't know if these are proper guesses, but they are guesses. Are we going to keep these swords around? Should we dispose of them? This sword and this dagger.
And the paladin in me has been stabbed by one of these and is deeply concerned. The rogue in me thinks this thing is nifty as shit.
In their current form, they can be used in such a way that you can apply things to them that apply that way. Not as, I mean, there are other things I believe in D&D other than poisons that.
I just thought of a crazy thing of like filling it with a health potion, so it's like you were talking about of the
The healing arrows.
Yeah.
of like, oh well, not that, but like, yeah, we're taking him down, but we're also healing afterwards.
Yeah, you'd have to do some. You'd really have to do some math to figure out, like,
This much
what to
damage.
subtract.
Trade off.
Timed release,
Yeah.
timed release 1 HP.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you could definitely use it as an applicator for things. But yeah, they They mechanically function that way, though they do not have any dosage current.
Can I cast Identify on them just to see if they have any magical aspect to them?
Yep, and I realize now that I didn't fully describe them beyond that. I didn't get past that bit, and we moved on. But trying to cast Identify on them, they seem mundane.
Okay.
But where they lack any sort of magical or heka, if you will, tinglings, they are very ornate, and again, that kind of growth, that viney growth imagery is kind of etched in these gold inlays on these sheaths and the handles and such, like leaf filigrees is what I guess what I'm getting after, and which is that exists in this world. Some people like to design their work in certain ways, but there's definitely some sort of motif to it here, and it is a little odd from what things normally look like, I would say.
Speaking of motifs, it sounds like it definitely doesn't, but does it happen to have a certain mark on it?
I'm not picking up what you're throwing down for certain marks, so feel free to be more direct.
The West Hill brand?
No, it does not.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, this does not have that kind of look to it. Whereas when I think of West Hill crafted stuff, or most things crafted on this plane for sure, has a very Winchester-esque design to it, where even the guard of these blades are just a little over the top. They go a little bit longer and have a lot more curvature than is needed. It's very. Someone was like, if you were to think about who made this weapon, you're like, God damn, they're extra. That's how it is.
Well,
I hope that helped with distinction in some way.
I do not tend to use a weapon such as this, and honestly, I'm not sure having it on us is going to be non-conspicuous. But if somebody thinks they can use it, then they should.
I could hold on to that for a minute.
Fair enough.
Personally, I have this beautiful vision of having an application of alchemist's fire in this thing, so that you could just swing a flaming sword out of this.
I getcha.
I want to Jetstream Sam this so bad.
Or even if that's what I mean by it doesn't have to be poison. It looks like you could put oil in this sheath, and it would coat the blade in oil, and then you could light the oiled blade or stuff like that. It just looks like it takes a concoction, a viscous, a thicker than water substance, and it coates the blade with it.
Mayonnaise sword!
I so very badly want to turn this thing into a flaming sword generator.
Well, we can, I'm sure, find some alchemist's fire in town.
You got some time and ideas?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like it would need a mechanism that would help ignite.
Spark it.
Yeah, spark it as you
Aranoa gets out her
unsheath.
notebook and starts drawing some ideas out.
Yeah.
Standing here, I'll realize.
Yep.
The turning point of destiny. Well, I think we should probably get back in town to hit our rest before we need to do our last shift. Quite a ride back, and we have plenty to think about.
Right, and I would point out 9:25. How are people doing?
That's a weekend.
We haven't eaten dinner yet, though.
That's true.
We haven't cooked
Yeah.
dinner.
And it's been a long session already, pretty much. It might be a good time to
Feels like
whenever feels right in the next little bit.
I mean, it can be right now.
There.
Yeah. Okay. So you're walking back to the simple note.
Yep.
He was working through some stuff. Deep rooted traumas. You make it back to the simple note and get ready to bed down for the eve. Or once again, it seems like the sleep schedule is kind of funky here. Feels like you're going to sleep during the day again.
I think that's
because
accurate.
You're spending night at the bank. So yeah,
and the morning
it
was
is daytime.
the trip out. Yeah.
Yeah. So just as long as we're all collectively trying to track that, we got it. So bedding down for the quote night. Rusty will. First of all, do you guys have a meal?
I guess.
Yeah.
Those that eat.
No.
I would imagine so.
You'll see that then sitting down for your meal, it's pork chop night.
It's not nighttime.
Well, the meal at hand is pork chop.
Alright.
Cinnamon pork chop?
Cinnamon.
And you do taste the twinge of cinnamon there. However, it is Rusty, of course, that's serving you.
Cinnamon
And as you
applesauce. Sorry.
Oh.
As Rusty places down the plates for those who need it, he'll say,
This meal has been prepared for you specially by Clements. He feels absolutely terrible. I hope you enjoy.
He didn't
walks
do
away.
anything wrong.
Like, I hope Clemens doesn't take that personally. I mean, it could have been anybody's face that changeling put on.
And
No,
like,
we're trying to save up money. It's okay. We can get a free meal.
well, you were going to
I'm
get
not
the
saying no,
free meal
I'm
whether
saying-
he feels bad or not.
But perhaps we should talk to him just before we rest to clear the air.
Sure.
Enjoy your meal. And we'll talk to Rusty. Not Rusty, talk to Clemens. Draw, it occurs to me. I don't know much about you and your backstory.
Neither do I.
Really?
Is that true?
No. I mean, me as a player, I didn't really come up much, but that was the joke there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a pretty private person. What would you like to know, though?
Do you happen to have any family?
Do you fuck with the
Living-
war?
Do you fuck with the war? Living or dead?
Do you support the war?
If you're comfortable sharing that information, I understand if you are not.
No, I mean, this is kind of as close to family as I ever got. I've pretty much been by myself for a long time, you know? So, yeah, not really the settling down, you know, since I was a kid, just been on my own.
Is that like a cultural thing among the lizard folk? I don't really know much about your people either. Or did you lose your parents in some tragic way?
No, I don't really, I haven't seen him in a long time, but, so I can't really say for sure if they're alive or not now, but,
When was the last time you saw them?
you know, it's been quite a while. Like I said, it's been a kid, I've just been on my own. We just kind of go about and do our own thing. Don't have strong attachments, necessarily.
Do you know if they had any other children?
I suppose, yeah, most likely.
And they tend to hang out with each other a lot, or do they also do their own thing?
Yeah, we're kind of loners. I'm
Hmm.
just making all this up. I cannot.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? We're all making all this up.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
None of
all
it's
good.
real.
Yeah.
I know that, but
But again, is that just you and your family, or is that like a lizard folk kind of trait generally?
generally,
Hmm.
we could. I mean, you know, we'll have a tribe that could live together, but it's also not uncommon for people to just go about and be on their own. And so I took up being a bounty hunter. And that's how. So I traveled all up until I decided to buy that ranch there back home. And that's pretty much it.
Very successful. And was it more criminal bounties or corporate type situations?
Corporate type?
You know how businesses will often hire people to go after folk.
Well, just, you know, whatever was available at the time. I wasn't really picky.
So someone might have paid you to do, say, attack somebody while they're sleeping and steal something from their bag.
Oh, no, nothing like that. No. I was taking in the people doing the wrong stuff.
Understood.
I was trying to talk to you guys for a long time and realizing I was muted, but then I did not want to interrupt.
It's all good.
PC backstory time. As this little back and forth concludes, unless it wants to keep going, because I will not stop the train.
I didn't really have much else. I was just trying to think of what else
Good.
I might ask.
You will see Clements coming out from the back mid-meal, looking kind of somber of sorts, some sort of cloth in hand as he dabs his face around his eyes, getting to the table.
Hey y'all, how are ya? I hope pork chops are good. Oh dang it, I'm so sorry for anything I might have caused y'all. I can't bear the thought of bringing harm to you.
Oh, we know it wasn't you.
Yeah.
I think the sheriff said it properly just moments before you arrived at the table. That shapeshifter could have chosen anybody's face, and they bear no responsibility for that, and they, in this case, being you. It's all the blame of that shapeshifter.
And if it makes you feel any better, I never once for a moment thought that it was going to be you plunging a knife into my chest. I figured it was either somebody controlling your mind, or after you didn't go down like immediately, some other situation.
What do you mean?
They kind of wipe their face a little bit and give a sniffle and nod at your words.
Well, I just wanted to make sure there weren't any hard feelings. I do appreciate y'all, and just thought you should know.
The food as always was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I try.
And there's certainly no hard feelings for you on our end whatsoever.
Not at all.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Have a good night, or afternoon, I guess. I won't bother you none.
And they walk away back.
Is that true, Sheriff? You not for one moment thought it could be them? We barely know.
I don't believe anybody who can cook that well would try to murder somebody in cold blood after such compliment.
Interesting qualification.
That, and if his goal were to kill us, this meal would probably have been our last anyway.
That is a grit point.
Mhm.
Grit point.
Kind of wrapping up your meal and getting ready to walk up the stairs, you're stopped by your familiar friend or acquaintance, Rusty.
Excuse me. I have a letter for Red Ravens. That is you, correct?
Correct.
Well, here it is.
Many thanks. Rip.
Rip, how?
Open the letter.
Okay.
You let her rip.
Yeah.
Take the letter, you just start tearing it slowly while staring into Rusty's eyes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that could have been interpreted in another way, I suppose.
I interpret
the
it
words,
as a rip that you like do on someone, like rip, and you just like slap them on the back of the neck.
Or like a rest in peace, you're going down.
So many options.
Snap his neck. Personnel, kid.
I don't think you should have these swords, Sheriff.
the scrawled writing is a little crude on the envelope, reading Red Ravens, but the contents therein is not, in fact, a letter, but all that is in there is a yellowed with brown-edged tooth.
Oh, God damn it.
Do I recognize it as similar to the one or the one that came from?
Make a
the
medicine
painful-
check.
Medicine. All right.
You know, it looks an awful lot like the other teeth. Maybe this one's a little more stained.
Huh.
Like, I don't want to listen to this shit, but let's listen to this shit.
Listen.
Right, yes. Crack it open.
Do you touch
To
it?
what? Oh.
Like,
You
yeah,
touch the tooth.
I'll touch it.
In your mind, you hear
I see your ray. I call.
end of message. And that is where we leave it tonight.
Sorry, could you repeat that message?
Oh,
I see your rays. I call.
Yes,
Okay.
that was the message.
You raise that
And that is where we will leave it for now.
So many things.
Yes.
Points,
Although-
changelings and stylists.
Although some might say it's all one thing, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I love it. Nice.
Just that one thing.
I appreciate that. I think I'm the only one. We should watch City Slickers, y'all. Why not?
Great movie.
Yeah, both of them. I love them both.
Yeah.
It's like, all I know is it's a treasure hunt, and that the sequel is currently stalled.
Pretty much it. All right.
Well, I hope we enjoyed our time on this little adventure.
Oh, absolutely.